PTG fam, we are back from World Cup and we are the World Cup champions, man. That is so crazy. I'm still just taking it all in. I actually have the first place World Cup trophy here. If you're on YouTube, check it out. The YouTube channel is Play the Game. You can see Victoria, the gold medallion in the center of the trophy here. And we have the World Cup championship here. I think we even walked away with the overall standings for 2020, having the highest points for the overall standings as well. And I even have this little plaque here. I got World Cup best move of the event. So they gave me, I don't necessarily know which move it was. I think it might have been the 3-on-1. So thank you, NXL, for that. And Ryan Greenspan walked away with the golden barrel. He walked away with the event MVP and the finals MVP. Had one of the best performances of his life. We have him on the show today, hanging out with us, and we're going to have a great time talking about the NXL World Cup and everything that went down. It was a crazy one. We played X Factor in the finals and beat them by 1 point in overtime, so it was pretty gut-wrenching. No matter what side of the field you were on, it was pretty crazy, and the crowd was going nuts, so we had a lot of fun out there. And today's show is brought to you by G2 Paintball. G2 Paintball is the greatest paintball athletics company in the world. We use it on Dynasty, and it's how we stay sharp and prepared to win tournaments on Sunday. That's what it's all about. You got to be athletically sound and ready to win on Sunday, and that's what G2 Paintball does for you. It is training to maximize maximum performance on and off the field. So you're going to be feeling good when you're playing paintball and in just everyday life. And G2 Paintball is doing amazing things in the community. Head over to g2paintball.com and check them out. You can look for training dates that are coming up. I think that we're going to be doing a camp here shortly. I'm not entirely sure exactly when that'll be happening, but G2 Paintball is definitely going to be doing a paintball camp here coming up. So stay tuned for that. And we have a lot of fun stuff going on with them. We're going to be doing some giveaways as well. So keep on the lookout for that too. Today's show is also brought to you by Heal Brand CBD. Greatest CBD company in the world. We've been working with them this year and they are outstanding. The quality of the product is second to none, and they are using something that I didn't even know about until recently. It's called Nano CBD, which is pretty much just taking CBD and its raw hemp oil form and putting it through an additional refinement process to break up the large CBD particles into smaller particles that can pass through your cellular wall more easily. And they turn it into this microscopic greatness that takes effect into your system pretty much immediately, whereas normal CBD may take, a little bit longer, a couple days or so before it starts to take effect into your system because the molecule has to pass through those cell walls and it's much larger in its natural state. So Nano CBD is breaking that down and making it easier for you to get it into your system. They have a bunch of great stuff for your pets. If you need a boost in the morning, they have a energy shot. If you need help going to sleep, they have a sleep aid as well, which is really amazing stuff. It's called Nano Knockout, and it has nano hemp, melatonin, and some natural flavors, and it is delicious, and it puts you to sleep quick, and you get great sleep. So I absolutely love that stuff. They're trying to heal the world, and we want to help them do that. So head over to healbrand.com and use code PLAYTHEGAME when you're over there, and you'll get 10% off on any of the products that they have over there. Really great guys, super stoked to be working with them, and thank you so much, Heal Brand, for everything that you do for us. We appreciate you. And finally, but not least, Transfuse. Thank you, Transfuse. You guys are the best. We got to see them out there at World Cup. They help Play the Game podcast tremendously. They help us with making sure that we're ready to be sharp for our shows, sharp on the paintball field, and everywhere in between. Transfuse is doing such great things in their landscape. It's a hydration multiplier and immunity fortifying formula that is scientifically designed to replenish you at the cellular level. And the cool thing is they use all natural ingredients. So they have tons of great vitamins. You got zinc, obviously B6, 1,500 milligrams of vitamin C, and everything in between. It has sodium, potassium, choline, and it's just an amazing product. We all use it on Dynasty. Marcelo and myself have been using it religiously, and we definitely were using it in Florida for the World Cup to get that big win out there. So thank you, Transfuse, for everything you guys are doing. And be on the lookout as well. They have a new nootropics formula that's coming out soon that we were actually testing out there in Florida. So that stuff is pretty amazing. Keeps you pumped and sharp and ready to win. And be on the lookout for that. You can head over to translabs.com. That's TRANZLABS.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME and you will also get 10% off on all that product. If you sign up for a monthly subscription, you also get another 11% off. So you could potentially take advantage of 21% off on Transfuse if you use code PLAYTHEGAME and sign up for a monthly subscription. They are amazing, and we absolutely love seeing them. It was great to see them at World Cup. So head on over to translabs.com, check that stuff out. And without further ado, we are going to hang out with Ryan Greenspan and talk about everything that went down at the 2020 World Cup and where Dynasty took down X Factor in the finals to be the World Cup champions and have the best overall standings for the series as well. Even though it's been a crazy 2020, somehow we managed to end it on the right foot. So we hope you guys enjoy, and thank you so much for all the support.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication. And the crowd starts chanting Harmon. Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game. He came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
Ryan Greenspan, MVP, Golden Barrel champ, Dynasty, Godfather. Holy moly, dude.
Yeah, baby.
Play the game.
We did it.
Play
We
the
did
game.
it, baby. We did it.
Play
What's
the
up,
game,
man?
Ready?
Just enjoing the I've been home for 24 hours now, a little less than 24 hours. So just kind of soaking in the reality. We were just kind of talking about that was what's it like now? Well, most of the pomp and circumstances done, aside from still trying to, as Tyler knows, get back to everybody who's in the inboxes, the DMs and the emails and the tags and all the comments and stuff like that. Trying to give every fan and everybody who's ever supported us through the comments and everything, trying to give them all like some respect back as well too. So
Totally.
Are you at a meat cutting facility right now?
Yes, I know, dude. I want to say like 6 months ago, or maybe even longer, my neighbor started to like redo his backyard.
Yeah.
And I see him all the time, and he's like, "Oh boy, man, this is a lot more expensive than I expected." And I was like, "It's a lot louder than what are you even doing over there?" Like one day he was like blow torching something on the roof. He's cutting concrete. I don't know what he's doing right now, but today it seems like it's a meat packing industry. Getting back to my real job.
Yeah, for real. I know. I'm settling in well. I know we're all settling in well. Marcelo, we're having some fun. You know what I mean? We've won the World Cup. Ryan, you're the MVP of the tournament. You're the MVP of World Cup finals. You got the Golden Barrel. We're sitting here together, dude, and we've accomplished what we set out to do. Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's actually really, really, obviously something that's a tremendous victory to be able to win World Cup just in general. Just winning any kind of World Cup is huge. But then obviously in our 20th year, and Dynasty hasn't won a tournament since 2017. I know we had the event in Amsterdam, but it wasn't as Dynasty.
Prague.
No, Amsterdam. Well, we won.
Both. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Prague wasn't, it was kind of like a mix of the guys. And then there was Amsterdam.
That's right. That's right.
And even though the talent pool out there is still at the top of the level because Heat and Impact play out there, but as
Russian
Dynasty,
Legion.
And Russian Legion, but as Dynasty, and for this being this event, and for how the year has shaped out already, and then missing Alex, missing Yosh at the practices, and there was a lot of unrealized things that we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if the event was actually going to happen. A lot of us living in California, and now I know Tyler moved to Arizona, and out there it's mask off every day, but California, we didn't have anywhere to play.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it's like, it was really difficult for us to even like get prepped, which is why we had our first practice in Arizona. You guys were like, "Hey, let's come out here. We've got a field. We've got the support crew out here." And I think
also we wanted you to cook a little. We wanted to turn the heat up on you.
Turn the heat up a little bit. Yeah. It wasn't that bad out there. Yeah,
but it did.
It paid off. It paid off.
Deep.
But Rusty set the intention in the beginning, and it was win World Cup, and we just kind of stuck with that motto. And I know everybody says that, like, all right, we're gonna win World Cup, but I think there was something a little different in our mentality in this one.
Yeah, a lot of belief, a lot of real, true grit belief, and you could see it in everybody when they were playing. You could feel it in the pits. And you could just tell when you look into someone's eyes on your team if they're really bringing it or not. And I think that this tournament, we finally, man, we captured all the moments. We saw everybody bring to fruition what we've been working our asses off for, for a long time. And it felt really good to finally do that with this group of guys. And Mikey and Arturo, their first pro win is World Cup, so
epic.
it's just crazy.
Epic.
Yeah.
What an epic first pro win.
Yeah.
World Cup. That's insane, dude. That's absolutely crazy. And everyone got playtime too. That's what Rusty was super proud about as well, is like everybody played, everybody contributed. Those are the best wins, no matter what. Those are always going to be the best wins. Everybody steps up. Everybody has different moments, different big parts in the event, You just kind of had a big moment just about every point you're out there. But, I'll take a little bit of credit for forcing you to go up the center, Ryan, keep your ass in the center up there.
That's funny because I think, and I know I've joked about it, and we've joked about it, but I don't think everybody understands is so Marcelo was out practicing every single day during the weekdays, right? As soon as the layout came out, he set the layout up and he was kind of dialing in. And we all, let's face it, everybody on the team knew that when we saw that can on the snake side, that was going to be the spot you're playing. We just all knew it, right? There's no, and I remember Rusty going, "Where do you want to play?" I go, "I don't know, man, but Marcelo's playing well, and he's got that can." That's pretty much, that's where I would want to play. Otherwise, I'd fill in on the Dorito side, but I was like, Tyler's lights out, Dalton's playing great, Blake's playing great, and the other side, other than that, it's like up the middle, and I'm like, I'm not really that guy.
You crushed it.
But Marcelo and I went and practiced, so I got some. Thankfully, Camille let me to really focus in on this event and go up to the field. So Marcelo and I were clocking in, and he goes, "Dude, I'm feeling this center, man. Look at this. Watch. This is how you start, and you do it." So we kind of went through some reps right there, but it was more me shooting at him or me running so he could shoot me. The teammate I am, And he's like, "Dude, I've got this shot dialed in. This is my spot. I'm playing up the middle." And I'm like, "Sweet. That can's open up for me. I like this cross shot. I like getting in the snake. Marcelo's going to do that move. He's got his shot on deck." And then flash forward, the event starts in the first game against ML Kings. And I think Marcelo went up to the middle one time and then was like, I like to release. I don't really like it. Then I had to do it.
To me, it was a communication thing.
That's right.
I felt like we were super disconnected when I got up there. And I feel like that's one of the things that I bring to the team, is a big voice.
Buddy, it wasn't just you, man. I think a lot of the times, and up in the middle, a lot of the stuff is luck, right? But I'd be posted, and I could see Tyler and Blake, and I'm like, all right, they're alive. I wonder what's going on over here. I'd spin around and be like, do we have guys alive? Do we have guys? Oh, they're on our side. Got them. Let me go back here. Let me go back here. So you're frantically switching around. That's why I was saying
that's another thing is I was always alive behind you on the snake side when you went up the center. Whereas when I went up the center, I think you died right away.
Never.
Just totally left.
Never happened. Never happened.
And I was dude, okay, you're going to go up there.
Crazy.
Dude, Ryan, I will say, man, I absolutely love playing the tape and having you in the middle because I feel like the connection is so strong and we're able to get it all out from there,
Absolutely.
And you probably better than just, obviously anybody in the league from what you just did, you're a very smart paintball player. You've been in the game for so long. You understand how the flow of the game works and you're able to read situations better than anybody in the world, dude. So it's like, having you there with that type of setup, we had the forest on this side, we had the middle where you could run through and crush people as you did. And then the snake side was kind of weird. As you guys saw from watching, we kind of were like, hey, snake what? We don't even need a snake,
Yeah.
What's super funny about that is that in practice, we were like, the Dorito side's going to win the event. We were just so heavy on the Dorito side. We thought the snake side, we thought all the teams were going to come flying down the Dorito side. And we got to the event and all the teams were winning down the snake side.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. I think what it was is it was more like, hey, you guys can win. I think it was easier to go down the Dorito side. And we're like, especially in the first weekend of practice, Tyler was just down there just working all those dudes on heat. And because on the snake side, there's not a lot of bunkers past that god. Well, there's a lot of bunkers past the god, but it was hard for us to get out there. It was a lot easier to make it wide on the Dorito side. So that's kind of why we're saying like, all right, we're going to go wide over here, or we're going to go short. So if we lose the body, you guys got to go down the Dorito side. Oh, we're going short, so you guys got to go down the Dorito side. So that's what we always said is we put it over to them like, hey, we're taking a risk or we're not. if we lose the risk, you guys got to go. If we don't take the risk, you guys got to go. So it was kind of like we're giving them the ball every time anyway.
Yeah.
But even the teams that were beating us, like Heat was beating us down the Dorito side, DMG was beating us down the Dorito side. The Dorito side just seemed like that was where the games were going to be won from.
Yeah.
And then at the event, like the Russians, Malloy and Smotrov are pounding down the snake side.
Right.
More teams were pushing the snake side than the Dorito side. It was just weird how it developed that way, in my opinion. But it is just kind of funny how on Sunday, the type of play we went with, like, all right, we're going to kind of abandon that side for a little bit, a few of the plays, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it came down to, like, I'm trying to think.
It was risky going to that God.
Yeah, it was risky going to the God if someone's running up the middle, right? Because we had some pressure up the middle, but not a lot. Because we never ran shots to the Dorito side. We never did. That was like, I think, and that was like a huge thing that we learned on the first weekend of practice is just like, let's just get out there live. And I think that we made it out there really good almost every time. Like Blake and I don't think Dalton got shot running out there, or maybe once. I think Blake
not very
got
often.
Shot once.
Yeah.
So you know, that's a huge factor is our ability to make it out wide on the Dorito side alive. And then running to the snake side, it was kind of a crapshoot. Like we were making it out to the corner sometimes. The snake was shootable against us. And then that God bunker was if someone ran up the middle. And it had to be that same combination, right?
That's
There had to be someone running up the middle while we were running to that spot. Yeah. And I think I'll give it to Impact is our practice against Impact is where we learned that, right? We're like, when they run up the middle, we lose our God guy.
Well, to be fair, I'd already told you that when we were doing drills during the week that center guy was going to.
Yeah, no, I agree. I believe you. I believed you. You know what I mean? But like that lesson is what kind of and then going into the Impact matcher, I think is when it was. We're like, we need a new play. Play one.
Yeah. That was against Russians.
That was against the Russians. That's right.
It was the very last match against the Russians. We were like, Malloy and Smotrov are going to be coming down this side. Absolutely. Let's just not give them anything to shoot and put 4 bodies the other way. Look at the other way.
Yeah.
You know? Ryan,
I love the ring you're wearing. What do you got on your hand there?
I got my Dynasty rings. These are the Dynasty barrel rings. I actually did we did our show last night, and I gave a bunch of these away, so I was kind of wearing it, and then I found it. Actually, I think Sloan was chewing on this one like a piece of bubble gum, so I just grabbed
That's what they do best. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, that looks dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. So you have your show that you do with Kyle. You guys do it every Monday. It's on Facebook and YouTube, so go check that out. And
Monday Night Live.
Yep, Monday.
Sunny San Diego.
I have some questions. Yeah, that's a dope show, by the way. I like you guys live from Sunny San Diego. That's sweet, dude. I wanted to ask you guys about the show actually, and because I remember you telling me you and Kyle had a bet of some 1,000-year-old egg or something, and you beat Kyle in every aspect of the bets that you guys you guys bet.
So someone actually Joe Pike from Arizona, from Phoenix. He was actually at our practice the Sunday.
That's right.
We had it, So he's really active on our channel and kind of emails me and asks a bunch of questions and it gives us
shout out to Arizona.
Shout out to Arizona. That's right. And he's like, dude, you guys should do a bet of some sort. Whoever comes out on top. And so first we're like, okay, maybe we'll do 2 different bets. One is you got to do something for this if whoever places higher, and then kill count leader. I think that just kind of came into one, but we decided Dizon actually recommended that we eat a 1,000-year-old egg. And so yesterday when I landed, I was like, where do I find one of these things? Kyle messages me. He goes, I'm not eating anything tonight.
Dude,
he's like, my body hurts, but he's going to eat it next week.
Oh my God.
It's a 1,000-year-old egg. So yeah, that was another thing that I was playing for, is I was making sure that I didn't have to eat some sort of disgusting thing.
Well, and you were trying to make sure that you could continue to buy Sloan diapers and pay your rent. And Alex Reggie was offering $10 a bunker.
That was a big factor. Yeah, Alex. I'm gonna see Alex this weekend. He better come with. He's gonna need a checkbook. Yeah. Or he's gonna need to give me an ATM card because I got a lot of bunkering in.
Dude, you were dynamite up this. I just have to ask Ryan, because honestly, man, we give you a lot of shit. We always joke around with each other, but at the end of the day, man, what you have done and continue to do, in the statement you made this last weekend to be a leader for the team and be the best player on the field at the event, and do that for Dynasty in the 20th anniversary. Like, were you just having flashbacks of Huntington Beach 04? I know I keep joking with you about that. But dude, like, how do you keep yourself just so top of the game, man? It's unprecedented. Nobody has done it for as long as you have, as good as you have.
Yeah, man, that's a good question. I don't know. I feel like I put in this event. I think I put in a little bit more effort, and we talk about it, Marcelo, about that Chicago event that you and I stayed in Chicago during the week, and we went out to the field and we practiced there, and we were doing the work there as well. And I think that has a huge factor on how you play, right? Because we were able to just to kind of like hone in the specific drills that we wanted to do. So I think that had a huge effect on how we ended up doing. And
major shout out to Fran and Victory Paintball Park. Got to say, for letting us go out there and giving us a facility to play at. That it does make a difference, man. We were out there a lot. We played a lot of paintball on this field.
And while we're at it, Wild West Paintball Battle Zone. Thank you.
Them as well.
Yeah. And for you to and I mean, look, I've seen, and I know Marcelo, you can see this, and I'm sure Tyler does too. But I see a huge difference in the way that Tyler's playing since you moved to Arizona. The second you got that weight off of your shoulders, and because for those of you guys who don't know, Tyler was under houses, fighting ridding the world of termites up in Modesto. You're working 12-hour days, and you got both your kids, and you're doing this, and then you got to drive to the paintball field or the airport at 9 p.m. to get on an 11 o'clock flight to San Diego, and then the last flight there straight home. And it's a huge burden. The ability to juggle your profession with your family and with your passion of what we do, and is a really difficult thing. So you can see in Tyler's ability to start understanding the game more, playing more, and focusing and really honing those skills down. I mean, you in that one-on-one against Keith was just it was unfair. It was like an NFL player playing Pop Warner football
and Ryan,
running down everybody.
For dude, always supporting me. You were there every step of the way through all that.
Yeah, I was trying to. Yeah, well, my forehead was. My forehead and my knuckles. My forehead and my knuckles were there for you to blast off. But just like staying on top of the game is it's you guys, right? I say this a lot, but it's like I'm really competitive, right? And I want to be the best, but when you guys are right next to me, it's kind of pushing me into wanting to play. Like I want to play more points than Marcelo. Yeah. But I also want you guys to play every single point too. Right. So it's like this like contributing factor that pushes us forward is like that competition within ourselves. I'm like, Tyler needs to play every point. I know Marcelo's ready to play every point. I want everybody. I want the ideal situation is you have 5 guys that are playing every single point, and then you have 3 other guys that are there ready to play every single point. So you have everybody firing on all cylinders. And I think that's a huge factor in what happened this weekend.
Yeah, it was spectacular, dude. It was 20-year anniversary too. This is insane. I still can't get over it. It's so crazy. My mind is blown.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I booked this victory vacation 2 weeks ago.
I know. I remember. It was funny. You set up the little playbook that you're making, and you had all these tabs. You know when you open a tab up in the top, and every single one of them was hotels tonight tab. And it was like Cancun, Riviera Maya, this like St. Bart's, this and that. I'm like, well, you going on a vacation? He goes, yep, victory vacation.
You knew it, dude.
Sent it 2 weeks ago, man, and knew it.
So wait, where are you going?
Tulum.
You're going to Tulum.
Yeah.
Dude, Marcus Nielsen's down there right now. You guys can hang out.
No.
Yeah. When are you going to Tulum?
Tonight, dude. My flight's tonight. Yeah, tonight. Yeah, dude. That's why I'm having a little mimosa right now. Here we go.
He's ready to rock.
Don't fall asleep before you get on the plane, buddy.
No, it's okay. It's a red eye, so I'm gonna be sleeping on the plane.
Yeah. He's gonna live it up and take a little nap and then get right back to it when he lands.
Yeah, I heard it's nice down there. I haven't been down there to like hang out and like really relax out there, but you should definitely go do some diving.
Go with Dreamy. Go with Marcus Nielsen. He calls it Tuluminati. You guys are going to have the best time of your life out there. I'm telling you.
I don't know if I'm ready for all that. Dude, I just want to be chilling with my feet up, maybe at the swim up bar. That's all I'm going for right now. I'm not trying to explore and travel and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I just want to kick
relax,
back.
Sleep in.
Didn't you play a tournament? Sleep in. Didn't you play a tournament in Cancun, Ryan? Wasn't there a tournament?
I did a clinic in Cancun.
I
think. Yeah, I might have played a tournament. No,
where haven't you been?
Oh, so Arturo used to have a tournament down there every year, but I don't think he does it anymore in Cancun. But I've been down there twice for clinics.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's a good amount of paintball down there.
Is there still any destinations you want to go to that you haven't been to? Like, I feel like you've traveled everywhere.
Yeah, I do. I still do want to go to a couple places. I really want to go to the Maldives and the Seychelles. I'd like to go back to Africa again. I really like going out to Africa. Like Botswana again was a pretty cool trip. But yeah, I want to go some
Paintball's
more
taking you everywhere,
places.
dude.
Yeah. And I've been talking to the Tahiti guys. I know you guys have as well.
Yeah.
I've been down there for
Shout out to
paintball 2 or 3 times.
Mhm.
Down to teach some paintball in Tahiti. Those guys are rad. And they have a lot of fun.
They
and obviously it's tropical, so that's a huge bonus. I want to get back out to New Zealand. I don't know. I don't know if there's anywhere new that I want to go.
Yeah.
There's still so many
Everest.
places. Yeah, there's tons of places that we can go.
Well, I mean, it's just it's astounding what paintball has done for all of our lives. It's it's been something that's miraculous, kind of, and even with like it's surreal, what just happened this weekend, and hopefully, moving into the future, we can stay hungry and keep the guys hungry and win some more tournaments.
Yeah, and that's important, right? Is keeping everybody hungry. But I think that there's no better time, and I think that this is different, right? This is a different win for us, right? Because again, we haven't won anything together for a while, but we kind of have a couple of new guys on the team, and we're moving things. So like keeping everybody hungry, I think is going to be the easy part. Really,
I agree.
It's just doing the work, right? Really putting in that, and then trusting that process. And the belief takes you a really good distance. I do, and this I don't want to sound cynical, but like belief is not what it does. What is the icing on the cake? Belief will bring it together, and believing in the process and doing everything. It's the execution and the hard work in between, right? Because you can believe all you want, but you might not have 2 fingers, and so you can't play paintball very well, and you're not going to be able to do this, or your hand's broken. Maybe your left hand's broken. I believe I can win, but it's going to be a lot more difficult. Right. You have to know and have the ability to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and then also have that belief and also have that confidence, and just stop second guessing yourself. Just make the moves,
dude. And sorry, go ahead, Marshy.
I was just gonna say, we always talk about how important it is for teams to learn how to win together. Even if you put together an all-star team, with a ton of talented players from different teams, you have to learn how to win together. And once you win together, then all of those situations on Sunday where you're up 2 points and a team's making a comeback, or maybe you're down a point and you need to make a comeback, they're just that much easier because you have the belief, because you've already done it. So it's a different type of belief, right? It's more of confidence. It's more of like, we can do this. We have done this, and we're going to do this. And then the work, to me, is so important. When you put in that extra work, this is what we always talk about. This is why we do preach going to the gym and working out and training for paintball, because it's those extra hours that you spend working towards a goal are going to be what makes you less and less likely to give up on a goal when it's slipping away, right? And there were plenty of times where, like, this event, especially against X Factor, are you kidding? That was a tough match, man. I mean, they make a big comeback, and it's easy to fold in those situations. It's really hard to dig in and come out with the victory. That's the hardest thing to do. But when you've put in all that work, it's like nothing is going to stop us from taking this. And you really believe that. It doesn't always work out your way, and like, no matter what you believe, it doesn't always work out. But when it does, it's like, we knew it was going to the whole time,
Absolutely. Yeah. And winning together is something that Dynasty's always done a really good job of, and your ability to stay on top. Right. Because And also, you know, with that said, learning how to lose too.
Yeah,
I know that obviously, like with that, we've been better at that as of late than we have at the winning part. But that's an important factor, right? Not giving up and trusting in that process. That's why, like, when I see some of those teams that are kind of coming up and they run into some hardships and they came in as semi-pro and they're like, oh, this is, you know, like we're leaving because we can't win.
Right.
Yeah,
It's because you need to learn how to lose and how to accept that and grow from that in order to move forward and win. You're going to lose more than you're going to win. That's just statistically how it works.
That's right.
Unfortunately. And that's an unfortunate truth, right? It's how you handle that and how you grow from it.
Yeah. Well, it's because most people are conditioned to this all now thing, you know, like they need it now, they need it now. And it's hard to lose it, but we got to learn how to lose it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you do. And I think that was a huge thing. And I kind of like adapted that back in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
When teams were built to beat us, right? So remember like Avalanche or Infamous, you know, or I think it was when they came to Infamous, and then they beat us, and then they won like another event, and then next thing you know, or Excessive was a great example.
Of course.
And all of a sudden it was like, hey, we're winning. We want more, right? Give us more. And then next thing you know, before the season was over, they had one of their better seasons. San Diego, we had two of their guys playing with us, and there was no more team left.
Yeah.
Right? Or Infamous, they got onto their high horse because they won 2 events, and then guess who won the season and the series is us, because we adapted and we understood how to do that. So, you know, it's not like Dynasty's like, all right, here we go. We just won. Let's blow our entire wad on this, that, and the other thing. And, you know, we don't need to practice anymore because we played so well at this event. No one's ever seen Ryan Greenspan play this well, or Tyler play that lights out, or the team play so well. So, well, they could obviously take a break and they'll probably be able to just come back and march and beat everybody. No, it's like we have to take that and we have to continue to build on it.
Dude, that
brick by brick, right?
The brick by brick, and that adaptability that you're talking about is how you win world championships. I mean, point blank, that's life too, right? That's how you win in life. You have to adapt. You have to be malleable. You can't be rigid. You have to be open to new ideas. And when you're able to do those things as an organization, as a collective, when all these minds come together with an adaptive, you know, way of processing everything, you're going to have, you know, magical things happen like what we had at World Cup. And I kind of want to pick your brain. I know there's tons of people out there that are like, how can I get good at being very aware in paintball, or having that kind of awareness that Ryan has, or, you know, the other greats, like I would say Oliver as well, you know, his awareness on the field is spectacular. So what would be some advice for players looking to, you know, get that in their game?
You know, this is maybe it's easier said than done. I don't know. But I think that if you can channel your ability to be calm on the field, I think that's the biggest factor, right? The more you freak out, the more you're tense, the more you bunch up in this ball and you stress yourself out, the less you absorb. That's right. So you see a lot of people, and this is obviously we teach a lot of these clinics, but you'll see when we set up a clinic and it's something as simple as, hey, I want you to run and shoot to this Dorito and then snap shoot 4 times. And they come off and someone just, which is very little exertion of energy. And they come off, they're like breathing so heavily. Like, do you think that you should be out of breath? And they look at you straight up and go, no, I shouldn't be. Right. And I think that because you're so focused and you have so much, you're so tense in trying to execute your job that your vision narrows substantially. Right. And then your ability to breathe is hindered because you're trying to talk, or your ability to talk vice versa is hindered because you're just barely can catch your breath. And Tyler, you and I talked about this before the heat practice. And I was like, you know, one thing that I think is going to, that could excel you even higher than you are already. And like is that ability to understand the entire complete game. And you're doing a fantastic job of it. Once I mentioned that, you're like, hey, what's the intention over there? What are you guys doing? And this is why we hit this hard so often. It was like, we're going to go short. So immediately you're going to go, all right, Dalton, they're going short over there. We have the ball. Okay. Or, you know, hey, we're going to the snake. And so Tyler immediately knows, being in that tower, that he's going to shoot, you're going to shoot your shots. And if we're dead over there, you know, you have to do. Or if we make it over there, you know, you have a little bit more time to relax. And I think that overall big picture, if everybody can start to understand that, rather than being like, coach, where am I going?
Yeah, that's right.
Snake, cool.
Yeah,
and then you just line up and look at the snake, you know what I mean? And then you're like, we're making these moves, and it was like, well, you weren't supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Right? And everybody makes mistakes. I know.
That's so Marcelo, true, man.
Marcelo got me. Marcelo got me. You know, he goes, well, you were supposed to go to China that game. I go, oh yeah.
Dude, are you kidding me? Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah, but he didn't let me live that down. Like,
yeah.
You know,
well, like, I mean, you've
right.
got to be. Bro, did anybody see the train wreck that Marcelo and myself ensued in?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
man.
I got it on my phone,
We're just as human as anybody, you know? We're all humans. And that's the cool thing is like, dude, we make tons of mistakes. We make mistakes all the time.
Absolutely.
What's funny about that play is all 3 of us here thought that we were doing something different. None of us were on the same page. Ryan thought you were supposed to go straight off the break.
Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to go there and wait for the home run call, and you thought you were just shooting and releasing.
Yeah. So for those of you guys watching this, it was our game. Who were we playing?
That was
the Wild Dogs.
Wild Dogs.
First game. First point.
First point against Wild Dogs. I still don't see how you guys didn't see each other.
I was a little ahead of them.
If you look at the film, we disappear behind the can. You know, you can't really see when we hit. I still haven't seen how hard we hit because the can was in the way. But
oh no, you can see it. Dad.
No, there's another angle. There's a second angle.
I couldn't see.
There's a second angle.
Yeah, but
I don't even think
all
Marcelo
I remember is shooting my shot, running up. I shot the god as well. See, I don't even like. That's why we're gonna change this.
Okay, we got it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I shot the temple. I shot the temple over there, And then I released up the middle, and before I knew it, there was an explosion, and me and Marcelo were dead.
Marcelo was on his back, and then but you
Yeah.
got up and still finished your thing. That's why I feel like Marcelo might not have gotten shot, because you guys were both laying in the exact same spot, and you got up and continued to run, and Marcelo just put his gun up and walked right away.
I feel like
I think I shot him.
I swear I felt hits like in my side of my like first of all, I thought it happened a lot slower. So in my mind, I laid there for a little bit, but I rolled through it in the film. I mean, dude, that was straight up like I saw stars. I don't know what to say. But I remember like in that motion, I'm like, it happened, and I felt like I was pulling my goggles back on my face, hit my head on the back, and then I felt like I got shot. I don't know. And it does look like I just, rolled right off and ran off the field. But I don't know what happened, dude. All I know is I almost fell over, and I sat right behind the start gate because I couldn't see straight. I sat behind the start gate for like 30 seconds, and the ref was like, "Dude, you okay?" I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I just it was bizarre, dude. I've never in my life experienced something like that. I've had a ton of different injuries and things like that, but I haven't had something that made me feel. I mean, I felt drunk for 2 days, dude. On Sunday morning, I forgot my paintball gun Sunday morning. I've never done that in my life, and all day Saturday, I didn't feel right. I truly didn't. I was like, I was struggling to find words. Usually I'm really clear and concise with my conversation. I feel like I could articulate myself well. And I was like, I felt like I was fumbling stuff. I was like,
this is clear concussion protocol.
Concussion protocol for sure. For sure. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all make mistakes, but it's adaptability, moving through it. And, no matter what, you have to be able to
move through it, buddy.
And fix it. He moved through you. That's for sure. And fixing the problem, right?
I took Tyler down, though. I just want that to be clear. It's like Tyler also fell to the ground, and that is an accomplishment.
Dude, I got
we talked about that. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That's a win right there.
Yeah.
That's a win.
That's a win right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man.
Anytime you can take Tyler down with you, that is a win.
Yeah. 100%. Exactly. That's funny. We were talking about the ML King guy that traded with Tyler, and he was like pissed. And you're like, dude,
he was pissed.
You just traded with Tyler. You should be
stoked. That's the best outcome you could ask for. It's a zero-sum game.
Yeah. Oh no, it was Thomas Mantoni. It was NYX.
Right.
That's right.
NYX. Yeah, beating himself up, dude.
I want to talk about Rusty and his coaching as well. He was awarded the coach of the event, and well-deserved. Really proud of Rusty, and so just glad to get this chip off his shoulder. People have been talking smack about him, all this stuff. Rusty's one of the greatest coaches to ever do it in the history of the game, point blank. He'll go down in history as one of the top player and one of the greatest coaches to ever do
it. It's like Belichick, man.
Yeah. So I kind of want to go over, Rusty and what he did out there as well, because I think it's pretty amazing how, and it's a team thing, of course, but he's got to keep us all in line, and he's got to steer the ship a little bit. So I think he did a tremendous job at that.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think that, and it sucks because with Rusty's, family situation with 4 kids, all of them are in sports as well. It's tough for him to get away. So he missed that first practice, and I know that does have a huge effect. But you know what Rusty's always been the best at is it's not necessarily the game planning, because that's what we're really good at, and the execution of the games. And I do think that in other sports, traditional sports, there's almost too much responsibility put on the coach. Like if the team isn't playing well, these guys, if in basketball, if you're not hitting your shots, the coach isn't shooting the ball. He's just putting the pieces in the puzzle together and motivating those players. And I think that's what Rusty does so well. And that's where he excels, is the motivation, the inspiration, and bringing us together. The coach doesn't run to the snake. Right. The coach doesn't dive in there and make sure you can hit it. But what Rusty did, and I think that this is a huge, had a big impact on us, is those 500 balls at the end of practice. Like everybody grab some paint. I hid 2 cases in the car. Everybody grab your bag of paint and go snap shoot something, because that's when the coach will make sure that you hit those shots. Right. But you need to have somebody that can motivate you and be positive and inspire you. And that's where Rusty excels. Yeah. Because again, the game plans, it's nearly impossible to argue with me about a game plan anyway.
That's right.
So Rusty already concedes that.
Yeah.
And I still chew him out on some of the things, like, hey,
Yeah,
that was the
we
wrong
go back
call.
and forth.
That was Sneaky Sydney, not Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
When you call Broken Arrow, this is what the play is, and this is how you did it. You did that wrong, Rusty. You know, like,
Yeah.
so I don't let him off the hook either. But as far as bringing us
and I don't
together,
let you off the hook there.
I know that. And that's good though. That's good. Accountability is one of the biggest things that I think that people don't accept.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have accountability. Like, if
That's
not,
right.
Otherwise,
especially on this team, actually, like, I think this team is probably one of the best at holding each other accountable. And I don't know if that's even the way to say it, one of the best, because sometimes we don't do it in the best way. But I mean, we hold each other accountable, you know, for better or worse sometimes. But I believe, and that always has been Dynasty's success, you know, like people talk about, you know, the way you and Oliver used to combat each other's ideas, you know, and you need that. You need both sides of this to create what you guys did for, you know, 10, 15 years. We have so many smart players on this team. Tyler, this is your 15th pro season, 16th, something crazy 17, like that. 17th,
yeah.
You know, Ryan, you go from top to bottom. There's a lot of experience on the team. So you know, everybody can.
Yeah. And I mean, you and I would like, Rusty would always be like, stop yelling, stop arguing, stop it.
Talking.
But you need that. And we're just talking over each other. We're not actually arguing, but it starts here. And then this guy, but you're not listening to me, but you're not listening because you can't hear me. And then, so there is a little bit of a snowball effect that makes it seem like things are out of control, but you need to hammer those points home.
Yes.
Otherwise there's no growth. If I submit or you submit, which you have to submit at the end anyway, but like if you just did it a little earlier, we would have come to, but it polishes it out. Right.
I like when you try to like just walk away, and I'm like, no, get your ass back here. We're not finishing until this is solved, dude.
You know, and it's like take something as simple as like this microphone, right? It's like they came out with this product, and someone looks at it and goes, "Hey, we need to have a light here, or we need to make this go here, and we need to do that." It's not like one person just goes, "This is it, final product done. We're doing that."
Yeah.
You have to have a sample size. You have to have a little bit of disagreement in order to come up with the best product. And that's what I think holds back a lot of the divisional teams. And this is something that this is a whole other story, but like just coaching in general. Rusty is a very highly decorated coach, but we're also playing on a highly decorated team with highly decorated players. But when you go down the ranks, you start to get a little bit of lost in all that. And so one person is calling the shots, and a lot of these kids who I'm sure have an opinion or have a question, they don't ask it, because they're afraid of getting yelled at. Now, depending on who the coach is, you don't, you know, if you're approaching Mike Hinman, it might be a little different, but those coaches should be open to, hey, what about this? Or I'm not feeling that, or this is what's happening in this specific scenario, which is why Marcelo, you and I are playing that can. And you're like, you're in my goddamn way. And it's like, all right, well, remind me to move. I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying to hit my shot. You're trying to hit your shot. And when all these things come together, but if you don't continue to remind me in whatever tone you'd like, but to get out of your way, we're going to lose. Otherwise you're going to be like, well, I don't want to piss Ryan off, so I'm just going to make my way in there, and then you're going to die. And the next thing you know, you're not playing to the best of your ability because you held something back. But when you got that, you release that frustration out, like, you need to get out of my way. And I'm like, shit, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't even know I was in your way. Like, honestly, I'm just doing my thing. I'm honing in on my deal.
And you're always thinking about yourself, Ryan.
Well, that's the thing. Like, in paintball, when someone's, and this is why, like, especially up the middle, like, guys get into their zone. Like, I'm holding this zone. And then that's why we have that call. It's like, you didn't hear me yelling that they're coming down the Dorito side. Or Ryan, you need, when that guy fills out to the corner, you need to remember to stay on that Sydney cut. But without that accountability, I'm just going to kind of continue to do my own thing. But you're right. And that got us kills, right? Yeah, totally. Me waiting for that second body, shot A-Rod. He got a penalty. Me waiting for that other body, shot Billy Bernaccia. And he walked out, you know? So without your reminding, the constant reminder, like, Ryan, dude, you got to wait that way. I'm looking this way, right? You're not going to get there. And same thing with Mikey. Like, Mikey, dude, when you get into that snake, or Scott, get into that 50, man. Like, we need you in there. We don't need you in the snake one. And he'll be like, okay, good point, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah, you got to have everybody showing that accountability and yeah, sorry.
It builds so much trust. It builds so much trust within the players too, and for the organization. It adds a whole nother layer to your team and your organization when you start to actually have faith in each other and trust in each other and have that connectivity and reminding each other and being good teammates. That's what we always preach about. You know, it's like, we want to be the best teammates that we can possibly be for each other. and Rusty was preaching it all tournament, you know, about enjoying the process and then making the process enjoyable for everyone around you as well. That type of enjoyable process and doing it together as a collective consciously with that intention, setting that kind of intention. When you set that intention, magic happens, obviously, as we saw this last weekend.
Yeah, I think we did a better job than we have in a long time of just having those conversations. And sometimes it does sound like we're just, you know, it's funny. My girlfriend was watching and she's like, man, you and Ryan were like, I know what match she's talking about when we were in the pits bickering. It was the one where Tyler's like, hey, I need you guys to look at me. She was like, Tyler was really mad at you guys because you guys were fighting.
Just look at me.
Yeah. I was like, we weren't fighting. We were just honestly, we were working something out that was very important. We weren't fighting.
No, we weren't. And we were actually on the same page, I think.
Yeah,
it was just,
totally.
And Rusty's like, you guys were yelling. We're like, well, actually, I was trying to yell over Tyler. Yeah. And Marcel was trying to yell over me, and then I was trying to get over him, and then Tyler was just shouting at us. And you can't get Tyler mad at you because who knows what's, you know.
Yeah.
Don't want to lose your arms.
There's like multiple things going on with that. First of all, I was raised in a, you know, very Italian family. My dad, like when we not even just argued, but if you wanted to get your point across, you just had to be the loudest one. That's how it went, you know, like that's how it always was. It doesn't mean you're mad. It doesn't mean you're upset, but like you raise your voice when you're like trying to get your point across, and it's, you know, for better or worse, whatever. But these moments are very heated. They're very aggressive. You know, we're out there playing paintball, which is a very aggressive and fast-paced sport. And so we all want to win really bad. And I feel like just throughout all the practices, we really did a good job of holding each other accountable and making sure that we didn't let any detail just go unfinished. We sat there and scrutinized all the little things until it was like, okay, this is right. This is the right way forward with this, you know? And, you know, you had to swallow your pride some, Ryan. I know it's really tough. I had to do it a few times too, but, you know, but that's what it takes, right? That's what it takes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
And
it's the collective.
And we did it.
We did it.
This is the result of the hard work. And
dude, we won the series championship too. It's great.
The series.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's dive into that. Like if we don't win, we're like, nah, man, that's not a series win. But when you win, you're like, hey, baby, let's get that.
Baby. Yeah, you know, like going into it, I was thinking about it. Like, oh man, you know,
might have been the toughest series there's ever been.
That's true. That's true. That is arguably one of the most difficult series to win because there are only 2 events.
Yeah.
Right.
Series. Now I don't know. I think back in like April when I was doing one of my shows with Kyle, like I was Googling like what defines series? The definition of series. It was multiple, but multiple is 2. Several 2. I don't know. You know, like so. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if it's a series.
Several 3 or more, right?
I think I did. Let's look it up. Let's look up what defines.
Let's dive into it. All right. While Ryan's looking that up, I kind of want to just pick your brain on how you felt about winning all those things, dude. You won it all, Ryan. Like you did everything that you could possibly set out to do as a paintball player. What was your feelings like after it all happened?
I don't know. I was just as excited as everybody else, right? Because it's a team sport. Okay, it's cool to have all this, the golden barrel and the MVP.
It's no AccuLock though, dude. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's not an AccuLock.
I mean, that's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, it's just a regular.
There it is.
Gold one. He's got it there. It's cool, man. I don't know. It's a team win, right? That's what I think I said it in that post game interview. It's not about what I can do personally for myself and my own accolades, and it's about the guy next to me. That's why we're playing. We're playing for the fans that have been around for 20 years to keep them super excited. You know, I got messages like people were screaming at the TV. My Camille and her mom were watching it, and like they don't watch paintball. And they were like, oh, like this is the most exciting thing. I still haven't rewatched the finals. Obviously, I know that.
Dude, I can't even imagine watching it. Living it was crazy.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet either.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we're doing it for everybody sitting right next to us. And that's what it always is. And for Alex and for Yosh and for all the fans and friends and family that weren't there, couldn't be there, or just support us. You know, I'm not doing it so that I can put another, like I can make a t-shirt with hash marks on it and I can sell it and make $5. I'm doing it so that like it inspires people to want to continue to play paintball, to be excited. The same reason you guys are doing this podcast, right? You're doing this podcast not so that you guys can be like, look at these accolades that I've done. You're doing it so that people are fulfilled to a certain extent,
Yeah.
not necessarily entertained. Like, hopefully I'm just like juggling for you guys. You guys are doing it so that people are like engaged, and they can share in the love and the moment that everybody else, or that we have all experienced,
Yeah.
if it ends up getting me a trip to Tahiti to teach paintball at the end of it, great. I'll bring my golden barrel with me. But at the end of the day, it's getting you guys another win to get so excited. And like, everybody's smile at the end of that was so much more that like watching Arturo run out, like, because it always seems, even in 2015, in 2017, I think I actually was alive at the end in 2017 when A-Rod made the move up there. But for the most part, I'm dead. Like, watching to the side, like going, did I fuck up? Like, oh shit. And then I see Marcelo shoot out Billy, right? And now it's a 2-on-1, and I go, it's not over. It's not over. There's still a guy in the corner. It's Jesse still in there. I know Tyler's there, but that's kind of like one of those tricky shots where you have to come out wide to shoot the corner guy, and Marcelo's kind of lumbering up the middle and the brick, and you could lose him moving around. Like, this is not over. It's not over. And then
he was screwed back there. He was
screwed.
I'd already shot him, actually.
I think
I
found out he took a core sample diving out there.
Yeah.
So that helped out a lot.
I gotta say though, Tyler, before that, it was a 2-on-3, and Tyler shot meter out of the center.
I know.
Center brick, which was massive, And
caught
then
him
I was
sleeping.
Caught him sleeping. I know, because hey, play number one. They didn't expect 3 guys on that Dorito side,
dude.
Right?
Yeah, they thought our side was clear, and I just went low. I went low, super low, all the way into their big brick, and then just caught him sleeping in the middle.
Yep. What I have heard is, because obviously I had a lot of family and friends that watched the whole thing, is that Maddie and Rich were just talking shit about me and Tyler nonstop that match. Like, why are they not moving from these spots? What are they doing? Why are they not pushing the snake side? Like, the whole
Dude, when I dove across into the snake, I was unseen. Nobody knew I was there. I broke paint in my loader. When I dove in there, and I got into that 50 snake, and I popped up, and not only could I could see all of Jesse Stevens' pack, like when you're in that corner, I could see his entire side, shoulder, pack, everything, and I was kind of lining it up, and then luckily, LJ kind of like readjusted his body. I shot 2 balls at him, both of them hit him, and every single ball after that was just doing
squirrely.
This.
Oh my goodness!
So I would have shot Jesse, and then I would have been able to switch and probably shoot. Or trade out with Rainey. But thankfully,
I shot Rainey when he came.
Luckily, you shot Rainey, but luckily Rainey came to come get me. Because I was just sitting there shooting.
That's
so I was shooting across the field.
Man.
Yeah, and it was a good guy to get off the field. And I kind of mentioned it last night. It's like, I'm sure that Rainey wanted to get me off the field, but that was a great trade. I shoot their one of their Dorito side guys and then trade out with Rainey, so it kind of evens it up. I also didn't know we'd already lost 2 bodies. At that point.
I was kind of like, oh boy.
Yo, I don't know, man. I didn't have any of those thoughts. We went down 45.
Well, I just knew I had to get, like, obviously, right? I was like, okay, here we go. Boom. Let's go.
There was just this really does go back to that first weekend of practice. It goes back from when they first even announced that there was a World Cup, and in the team chat, everything, we're winning World Cup. Like, that dedication to the idea of winning stayed true all the way through.
That's right.
It just truly did. Like, I didn't care if 45, 35, it just didn't matter. We were going to win World Cup. There was no doubt about it. Like, I've been belligerent with the messages. I know you guys get annoyed when I'm like in the gym and I'm like, we're winning World Cup, sending you guys stupid stuff. I booked my victory vacation. Like, I've been, unapologetic about it, but sometimes you have to just throw yourself into the fire like that, man, and put everything into it because you get rewarded, you really do. And, damn, man.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. And Ryan, for people, I'm sure everybody knows, but you're one of the owners of Field One. You also are a part owner of Dynasty, the entity, and you've done so much in your time in paintball. Thank you, dude, first of all, for everything that you've done for the sport, because without you, there wouldn't be stories like Dynasty is what inspired me to be where I'm at right now with you. And it's crazy how full circle it all is. Like, it gets me like a little choked up a little bit, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, but like, it's just an amazing thing that you've done. And I'm just so curious, what your plans are for the future. Like, what what is the plans for Field One? What are the plans for Dynasty? What do we got coming?
Well, it's to continue to grow the sport and continue to, foster the players on the team to become better players, better teammates, better people all around. Obviously, I think that the growth, the expansion into Field One was a fantastic pivot for the owners of the team. Now, owning a paintball team is a very thankless job.
By the way, can we get some stock options at this point? Like,
yeah, I was actually, because what's funny is I remember quite a while back, Tyler was doing a real talk with Bear DeGidio or something like that. And Bear's like, they don't even let you own the team. If you guys want stock options in the team, you're more than welcome to it. We're heavy in the red, so if you guys need to write anything off, we will gladly take some of your money and give you nothing in return. Owning a
sounds
paintball
like a
team,
killer deal.
It's a super killer deal. It's as soon as we click the World Cup's happening, and I literally the day after Eric goes, all right, I'm gonna start booking some things. I look at our Amex card, I go, whoa, what just happened? Just to turn the lights back on, it was it was.
How about our Charlie's Steakhouse dinner Sunday night?
Yeah, that was a heavy one. I want to shout out to Mr. Buck Ruffalo, Nick Gamboa, and Jay from HK Army. They came in big and helped us out quite a bit with that bill, and I
much
appreciate
love.
that. And that's the greatest thing, and I think I can thank Dynasty fans, and I don't think there's any other team in the history of this sport that has fans like ours.
Yeah. We have the best
we're not the
people,
longest
dude.
running.
We have the best people
team
everywhere.
We do. That's basically what it is. We're not the longest running organization in paintball right now, but we have by far hands down the best fans in the game.
Yeah, most winningest organization.
We are the most winningest organization on the planet in the history of the sport. This one was a very special one for us as well. But just to have the support group that we have. And even then, like, I know that there's people that don't like Dynasty, and I don't get why, but that's okay. You know
that's
what I mean?
fine.
That's fine. I'm just appreciative of everybody who plays paintball in general, but just I can't thank our fans enough for that the out support. Even people were like, the crowd. Everybody was so pumped on us. I know there were X Factor fans out there, but it's just so cool to see.
They're also good guys.
Yeah. Oh, X Factor's are great. Yeah.
X Factor is like one of my favorite teams. They just they have a lot of class. They're a great organization, and they're. I've always said they're kind of like the Texas Dynasty. A bunch of friends. Like they really are.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Those dudes.
Dude, the energy at the World Cup, it felt good, man. We definitely got it going, and now it's back to reality. Back to normal life.
No. We're floating on this one for a little while. I'm gonna play a lot of golf, a little vacation. But what I absolutely want to make sure of, and I know we're all on the same page because this is such a catapulting event for us. We need to go for it all next year. And it's like. The number one thing is staying focused, keeping everybody hungry. Now we have the belief that we can do it. We know the formula. We've always known the formula. It's just like actually doing it and putting in the time, and that's something that I've been really thankful for is that, this year, before COVID hit in Vegas, I had all the time to actually prepare the way that I normally, that I used to, that I wanted to. And same thing for this event. And Tyler, with your new situation and, Ryan, obviously you're a full-time paintball player, daddy. That's like your deal. You don't have another job. A lot of the guys on the team are in that boat right now. And so we're in a good spot to really put in the work and continue to carry the torch. Bringing Dalton back. How great was bringing Dalton back?
Dude, our good luck charm.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Dalton freaking Vanderbilt, man.
Yeah, he's great, man. It's so funny because he's the guy. He's exactly like Glenn Takamoto.
Yeah.
Right? He's just kind of floats in there, easy. Doesn't see it he's like, okay, yeah, all right, that was easy. Wow, you guys haven't been in the finals for a long time. Good thing you brought me back. I'll let you know how it is. He's just he has maximum ability for minimal effort. Maximum output for minimal input.
Your famous quote is "piece of cake," but that's he truly lives by that.
Lives it. I remember it was in one of our prelim matches, and I'm like, Marcelo, ball 3, and the guy was wrapped around the 50 snake on you and me, I think you were in the center 50 and I was in that can.
And
I was like, he's around this thing. And I'm like, ball 3. And like, cause I saw Dalton just kind of like nonchalantly walking off the field and he goes up and then I see this puff of smoke coming behind the Air Dorito 1. And he's just like, and then the guy walks out of the 50 snake. It's like, Dalton, you were alive over there? Like, why are you walking around the field with your gun down like this?
For all the listeners, you got to check out the YouTube because Ryan's impersonation of this is
yeah, he was just like nonchalant, holding his gun kind of like down like this with the tank over the thing, like looking around. And I'm like, oh no, we just lost Dalton. He's dead. And then all of a sudden, gun back down, wandering around.
So nonchalant about everything. I absolutely love him and his family. Actually, his family stayed out here with my wife, Sarah, and Jackie are good friends. They have 2 boys. We have 2 boys. So they were all hanging out and having fun. And they got to watch us, the dads take down the World Cup championship, dude. It was amazing. It's such a fun weekend, man.
How cool is that? And so Blake was also talking about doing a trip with all the guys and the ladies in like January or February down in Mexico, Cancun or something. That'd be pretty sweet. What do you guys think about that?
Sounds amazing. You're double dipping in Mexico.
I know, it is what it is, though. It's all right. I'm down with it. We'll have our rings by then. We could bring our rings down there.
I do got to get everybody's ring sizes.
That's right. Yeah, the piece of paper was on the ground, like stomped out after the truck.
Marcelo just threw it out of the cup. He's like, what's this, trash?
I was like, why did they give us a receipt? Like, what is this?
All the important information inside the jersey.
Don't worry. Yeah, it's just everything we need to get the rings.
Yeah.
Dude, Ryan, I love you. I know that you have to get going. It's we've probably hit your time marker. Can you hang out? I don't know.
No, Ryan has another hour.
We got more time. If you guys want to hang,
dude, it's 10:30 my time. I got my This is great. Oh my god,
dude, we got time. Yeah,
we're just already getting into this.
I'm grabbing a bottle.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, baby. Dude, we're Gucci. We're good.
Look at, for everybody, you need to go to YouTube. YouTube is Play the Game and check out his background. He has all the signatures of all the players that have played for Dynasty. This is actually not even all of them, I wouldn't think, right?
No, it is. It's everybody.
Is it?
No, yeah, it's
wow. Yeah, we even got Eric Felix on there.
Here's what I got to say. I got to say something. I feel like the Dynasty Arsenal collab, those signatures do you think they should really be on there? Is that like Dynasty? It's not
Alex asked if we should.
Yeah, all right.
So
it was a part of it.
So I said, yeah. I mean, I'm glad that we did because it ended up getting us Tim Montrester's signature.
Yeah.
I thought that was from Dynasty Impact.
Was that Dynasty Impact?
Yeah.
Well, either way, it's kind of the same thing. Either way.
It is. We did Dynasty Impact and we did Dynasty Arsenal because we did the same amount of events back overseas like that. So. Okay. We'll just give everybody, if they can't, it doesn't leave anything off the table, right?
Gotcha.
And he's got all the crowns. I mean, geez, dude, you got some
this is a project I've been working on pretty much the whole season. So this ended up being a t-shirt. It's a Legacy of Champions t-shirt. It's on the back of all of our jerseys also. I know, Marcelo, you were like, oh, do you think we really want to have like Archie's signature on our back while we're playing? And I go, yeah, I think it's I understand you don't want to have like the guy who you're playing against their signature on your back, but I do think that
it came out so cool. I thought it was bigger. It's really subtle.
Yeah, subtle. It's a subtlety
dope,
in the
the
design.
Yeah, it's dope. These are the best jerseys ever, man.
These are the best jerseys ever made. I think you're absolutely right there.
Best jerseys ever. I
mean,
love them.
Besides obviously the ones that we imitated it from. From 04.
Well, so I think these might even be like a great addition just because of that little bit. Now, I do like the bubble letters. I know Dizon, who's probably listening to this also at some point in time, he recommended, he's like, how do you get the Dynasty? Why don't you guys do the bubble letters? And I know Alex asked about it. He goes, do we want to put the original font on there? I go, yeah, we could. Like, I don't know. It's up to you. So we could have.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude! Why didn't we? The bubble letters are sick. It's okay. It'll leave us for one of the events next year.
Yeah. Right. Maybe we'll just keep the same. Maybe we'll just kind of keep moving up the ranks.
Yeah, I like it. We could do like the bubble jerseys. I would be okay if we never do the pinstripe ones though. I just was never a fan.
See, you know what's funny about that is everybody loves the pinstripe.
I know.
I get a lot of comments.
You're right.
Pinstripes
back. I know.
And I did the combine when we did the combine out in Boston. I had the pinstripe and people loved it.
Loved it.
Dude,
I agree with you, Marcelo. I'm not a huge fan of the pinstripes, but
people love it. You're right.
We'll love it.
For the culture.
We gotta give the fans what they want.
That's the number one thing, man. Yeah,
I can't say
Dynasty.
that we're doing this all for our fans, and then we'd be like, oh, I don't care what they think. We're not doing it. You know, like, yeah, we're gonna give you guys what you want, man. We're here to move the chains.
Yeah, that's it. That's like been our little motto that we've been saying. It's kind of like in football, you know, you move the chains, get your 10 yards, move down the field and get the touchdown. It's pretty amazing getting to play paintball next to you guys. It's surreal. I sit back on it sometimes. I'm like, what the hell is going on here, man? It's just crazy. I can't believe it. Because when I was 11 years old, and you know, I watched the videos that you know, Push and you know, obviously Sunday Driver and all these really inspirational videos. And
that
Dynasty.
was the only song I listened to this weekend. Was
really
From Jets to Brazil,
only
Sweet
one.
Avenue.
No way.
You guys know that song? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Of course, yeah.
Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna give a little tune for the listeners. Actually, I don't know if I could do that. Are we allowed to do that?
I don't.
Not on YouTube, but as long as you don't monetize this one, you're fine. You don't need to monetize these anyway.
I just won't even do it.
You can give it as long as it's 15 seconds or less.
Is that right?
It? Okay.
I think so. 13 seconds, 15 seconds.
So I know from Rogan that is not true, but we're too small. No one's gonna say anything.
No one's gonna see us. Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Oh, this is the best little song. I just don't know.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. So is that from? That's from Push, right? Yeah, that's not Sunday Driver. That's Push. That's the super
right, yeah.
OG.
That's
We're
right.
at the World Cup, and it's like slow motion and all the guys, dude, just super nostalgic. I don't know why that song. Every time that I go to Orlando, go to World Cup, I like listening to that song.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. You know, it's funny, Ryan. It kind of like same thing. It brings me more to a calming place. Like you were talking, players need to learn how to be calm on the field. You know, a lot of players like to get really hyped up, which I understand that too. You need to have a sense of urgency in like your play and a sense of like kind of toughness and aggression. But at the same time, like I like to just kind of be calm as well, you know, because you really start to process everything better. The moment doesn't get too big when you're calm, you know?
Yeah, you know, and that's actually a good point. I noticed Mikey was doing this before our first match. You know, he was like, had his eyes closed. He was just breathing, meditating a little bit, and just kind of, I think that it helps you, because if you're just in there only, chant, scream, doing these warrior breaths and sprinting around and just getting that heart rate up, and that's your only focus, you lose focus on all the rest of the picture. So I think you need to have a balance of everything. And when you just slow down and you visualize everything, and Oliver's a really big proponent of this, and I know that a lot of people do this, is you just gotta hone in on what it is. Now I don't mean that should be like, all right, I just need to go in there really mundane and just kind of, you need to have some fire. So that's why it's great. We have Tyler, who you're a perfect example of that. Like, you'll take these deep breaths and then you'll just look at everybody with these intense eyes and just pump everybody up. And you've become a massive inspirational leader for the team. Someone asked me on my show last night, he's like, if Oliver were to come back for 2021, would that be an asset or a liability? And I was like, absolutely, it would be an asset. You know, it would only be a liability to my stress level and the amount of gray hairs that I have. But again, like we talked about at the beginning of this show, is that turmoil will polish off will create a nicely fine polished diamond at the end.
That's right.
But the asset that you're getting out of a guy like Oliver isn't just his ability to play and the fact that he hasn't played for 5 years. If he came back, and obviously this is all extremely hypothetical. He's
gonna say, is Oliver coming back?
No, he's not. This is just someone brought this up.
Yeah.
But like, when Oliver left, there was a void that was left. And when he came back in 2015, you know, that there's that famous HK Army video of us winning that 2015 World Cup, and his speech in that first opening minute and 30-second sequence. And he's like, you know, when we shine, we shine. When we breathe, we breathe. And it's like, let's flow, let's dance, let's go.
Yeah,
and it gives you those chills. Like, I just got chills even just like saying that right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when he left, there was that void that needed to be filled. Cause that's not me. I don't get anybody pumped up. Like, I stumble over my words. Like, what I say just doesn't make it. Most people I see when I'm talking are like, out of here. What the hell's going on? All right, team, you know, like, but Tyler, you are that guy, right? And I know I mentioned that Rusty is a motivational, inspirational guy. He's motivational on an individual and a team level. But when we're in that huddle, like, that's you. It's your team, Tyler. That's 100%. Everything that you say is like, it pumps people up, right?
Dude.
And that's what you need. Like, you need that inspirational, motivational guy on several different levels. Maybe I inspire people because I'm older and I'm still like doing it and I'm still putting in the hard work. And Rusty inspires people because of what he says and the package that he delivers and the way that he delivers it. But when we get in that huddle, it's Tyler's team, like undeniably. And that's what you need. You need these balance of each guys being able to put in their pieces of the puzzle in order to create this victorious product.
Yeah, dude, I have Victoria sitting right here next to me. There she is. If you could see,
you gotta put it over your body.
There's
it's got to be over your body.
Oh well.
So hold it directly. There she is.
She's beautiful, man.
That's Victoria.
Yeah, beautiful.
She's a beautiful medallion, and Victoria is from, like you said, dude. It's the rhythm and the flow and the beat of all of us together, man. That is where the magic is, and some teams will never ever have that, and because it's so difficult to put together, it's damn near impossible.
It is,
to find all those different beats. It's like making a hit song, like on the radio, right? Like everyone's trying to do it, and they all think they know what they're doing, right? Everyone thinks that they're the best producer, the best, this, that, and the other, but it's kind of a little bit of magic and luck and destiny when it all comes together and we're able to fulfill these realities and these moments together. And by God, man, I'm just so grateful to be here. I'm just so grateful to, to be able to look at all you guys and have the opportunity to yell at you guys and rip your arms off and do all these fun things.
Run people over.
One thing I am happy is now when you give us high fives, I'm not as worried to give you a high five. In the past, when Tyler gives you a high five, like your shoulder's dislocated, you get tennis elbow immediately, your fingers are broken. So like I'd be kind of going in there for a high five and I'd be pulling back a lot. And he's like, "Why don't you want to give me a high five?" I'm like, "Tyler, you hurt me every time, And so like lately, I think it was because you said your son gives you a high five and he almost rips your arm off.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
right.
Maybe I should be a little more gentle with these.
Well, I can tell you what, Rye, you've taught me a lot, dude. You've taught me a lot about how to be a better person, a better paintball player, just a better all-around individual. And it's about the balance, right? Like I'm very passionate, obviously. Mm-hmm. And when you add the breathing, which I do incorporate, obviously, into my lifestyle.
I think the breathing was huge for me this event, to be honest. It was something that I really started to incorporate in the 2 months leading up, was just the big breaths and trying to expand my lungs and get more oxygen in there. And then during the event, in between points and things like that, to help me recover. Because we played a lot of points. I don't know if I've ever played that many points in a row, in that kind of humidity. And I think the breathing was huge, dude. And that's something that you definitely have preached for a long time.
There's over 5,000 different breaths that you can take. There's so much limitless possibility for breathing, and when you really start to focus on it, it's a game changer because it brings you into new spaces of reality. And I don't know where it comes from, but it's something hidden in the breath that when you take long deep breaths and then you push out all that air and you let it be empty and then you fill it back up with intention, there's something crazy that happens on a chemical level. I don't know what it is, but oxygen is really hitting the bloodstream in a different way. And you're able to self-actualize quicker, easier, through the breath. So it's something that we've incorporated into, the tactics that we're taking to be better paintball players. Cause it's tiring when you're out there running around, yelling, trying to connect with everybody, get all the information, make the shots. It's a juggling act playing these top level paintball games. It's crazy. Yeah,
man. This was a very taxing event for sure, to be able to have to play all those points in that type of weather. I'm glad that we were able to win a lot of those matches definitively. I think that Rainey played he played
amount of points.
an insane amount of points because their games all went to overtime or to last point, or they went
a lot of 7-6.
And he played a lot more points than everybody else. And I mean, he's a feeble looking dude when he's got his shirt off, for sure.
Rain dance, dude. He's the rain dance.
He was nipping. Insane.
He was nipping on you.
He was. Well, actually, no, I was nipping on him. He was up on me by 5,
Is that
6,
right?
7, 8 kills.
Oh, wow.
And I came back and went over the top of that.
Dude,
But
There we go.
Dude, he had
They're calling for a
event.
recount though.
Yeah,
Texas,
yeah, X-Factor's calling for a recount.
Yeah, it seems appropriate for these times, eh? We'll have
I was actually talking to Kyle about it last night, and I said that I'll bet that if they had counted the prelims as well, I might have beaten my record that I had in World Cup.
I think
in 2015 or 2017.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Or 2000, whatever, 16, 17, 18, something like that.
17. It was 17.
So,
yeah. 2017 World Cup. We got second place. You were the event MVP, and just honestly, you played phenomenally, and the team didn't. We weren't all on the same page, right? And that's why Impact took us down that year.
Yeah, and we couldn't shoot mouse going out to that corner. That hurt us also.
Yeah,
or he didn't come off when we did.
He didn't come off. Yeah.
Yeah, he was lightning out there.
Yeah.
Well, that was when the buzzer system also was playing a factor too. Like,
oh yeah, Dalton was on that team, and Dalton was. I'll never forget. It was a deciding point towards the end.
Yeah.
The horn blew, and I pull my gun up, and I get my gun up quick off the break.
And he was already in that Dorito one.
Dalton was diving into the Dorito one, and we still laugh about it. He's like, dude, I left so early that point. I don't know how I didn't get pulled. And then because I was shooting that Dorito guy almost every time
That's
right.
Yeah.
And then in like a crucial point, Dalton is just sliding in as the buzzer's going off. And I'm like, wait, what?
How did you do that? Yeah, exactly. That's why they got rid of the beeps though, you know?
Yeah.
And actually I love that they did that because it still screwed up a lot of the guys, and you could see like Mouse blew it a couple times.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get that edge. And look, that's an edge that you can take. And it's funny because I taught my guys in because we started to learn it. Like we brought the buzzers there.
Everyone was doing it.
And everybody was doing it. So you can get the cadence down, right? Beep, beep,
and then
breath, go. And so you're off the block that fast. And so I was doing it in Panama, but I was doing it just the exact same way. I wasn't breaking out early. I would just have the cadence down. But I was this is just like last year. But I was so much faster than the rest of my guys. I got pulled like 3 times.
Oh,
they're like, you're breaking out early. I go, no, it's right. Because I'd be like a full step and my gun was up shooting, and everybody else would be like, beep, sluggish to get off the block, you know? And it was like, if you took a picture, I'd be already up shooting, and those guys are like,
and they're pulling you. That's funny.
Yeah, I got pulled a bunch. So I was like, all right, I'll just not do that anymore.
There's definitely, I mean, it makes a big difference. It's a game of inches. We always talk about it, especially for runners and shooters. Like if I'm going to a spot, as soon as the game starts, I can almost tell I'm going to make it or I'm not going to make it. Like how good was my start? And as a shooter, it's the same thing. Like it's milliseconds that we're talking about. Your first ball has to be spot on and you need to be up quick. So if you have a little bit of an advantage because you can time the buzzer well, it's a huge advantage. Huge advantage.
And that's funny. When we were playing Impact, the one time I got shot going up the middle, remember you're like, dude, they must have had, I looked at the clock because I couldn't see the clock right where it was and because the flag and the glare.
They had that banner over it.
Yeah, and I would always try to line up at the last second so they couldn't tell where I was going. So I was like 3, 2, 1, and I touched up, and I like kind of like lunged forward and just, but I was like, I'm already off the gate, and the horn blew. So I think that I broke out like slightly, like a half a second early, but I was up there and I got shot. So that means that whoever A-Rod or whoever was on the other side was off the gate even faster than I was. Because I got center punched in the goggles.
Right.
Damn. So, I mean, let's kind of go through the tournament journey. You know, let's start with we'll start with obviously Thursday, or no, Thursday.
Rain.
Yeah, Thursday. Well, ML Kings.
Kings. You know, we the rain stopped, and we're like, yes.
That
was my biggest fear. Right? Is the rain.
Yeah.
I was like, great. Like I saw our bracket. I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it into Sunday. Like I'm confident in that. Okay. You know, obviously I saw the Russians and I'm like, okay, it's gonna come between us and the Russians playing first and second. This is like when the brackets were released.
Totally.
We'd already, you know.
Right.
But then when I saw the forecast, I was like,
oh man.
We have to play.
You're gonna play the Wild Dogs.
Wild Dogs. I was worried about the Wild Dogs the most because I know how the Wild Dogs play, which is wild. But and let's give our hats off to the Wild Dogs.
Wild Dogs.
Like, we're gonna have Wild Dogs and ML Kings in the rain. In the rain, you know, we always say that the great equalizer is the gun. Bullshit. The great equalizer is the rain. Okay? Because if you're ever playing a team that is ranked way lower than you, like the ML Kings or like the Wild Dogs or like any of those NRG Elite or whatever it is, where statistically you're like 90% chance you're gonna win. If the team that's ranked lower runs to all the front spots every single time and it's pouring rain, then it forces us out of our comfort zone. All the shots that we're shooting off the break, all the practice that we put into it is out the window. Yeah,
all the skill that we have over them
exactly.
is neutralized.
Is neutralized because we're not going to get the kills off the break.
Right.
These guys are going to make it to their spots. They're going to come out like, you know, unorthodox and be doing these crazy things, and we're just going to get clipped out, and then it's going to build on our frustration because all the hard work that we put in to create this game plan is out the window, and now we have to start doing something unorthodox. So the rain is what I was most worried about. Like, and I just hate playing in the rain. I hate coming up and looking at somebody and be like, "This is no problem. Here we go."
Yeah.
And you're just shooting this shit.
I don't mind.
Go,
I don't mind when it's not cold. I kind of like when it's like that tropic rain. It's kind of fun, you know. It just, if you're winning, it's fun. If you're
there we go. If you're winning, or if it doesn't if it doesn't mean anything, or if you're 17 years old. But the second you come in, you got these old bones, you're flipping around. You're like, oh, I hate being wet.
Yeah.
You got to schlep all that gear back.
Dude, my favorite part's number one, getting to wear the bucket hat. That's the best. And then
I hate wearing the bucket hat too.
Yeah,
the cowboy hat I had.
Yep. Yeah, you look amazing with you got the cowboy style on. I got the big sombrero North Face bucket hat. And then you know, shooting Field One Forces in the rain is amazing because they work. They
really
don't
well
stop working. They're a workhorse, dude. These guns are amazing. I know
Amsterdam,
you guys were in, when you were in Amsterdam, it was a mess out there, and you guys had the guns
the best
that were
performing
working
the entire time. Yeah, absolutely,
sure.
hands down.
That's right.
That's it. That is a really good point. You know, I'm so stoked how these things work, and I remember telling Yosh, I go, when we were testing these things, because when we brought them out, the very first prototypes, if you guys remember,
I remember
it was our
Dallas,
Houston
and it was raining.
No, it was our Houston Heat practice.
That's right.
In the rain at Velocity.
Yeah.
Oh,
we brought the prototypes out there, and we're like,
oh yeah,
if it's any better, like if there hasn't been a better place to test it, I go, Yosh, you need to spray like water in the grip and just like close it up and just start shooting. He goes, well, if it gets wet, it's gonna obviously fail. I go, let's just try it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, let's just make these things fail, and then we'll reverse engineer from there. And then we went to Dallas and we played in the rain, and we did extremely well. And then we went to Pennsylvania, Philly, and I think it was wet there also.
It's wet every time we play paintball tournament.
We played a lot of wet tournaments.
Yeah,
we played a lot of wets, and then we went to Amsterdam and we won that event, and it was I can't get any more wet.
That was the worst event that I've ever played in. That was
the
most miserable conditions.
That was the most miserable.
So rainy, but how cold it was, and you're just on a field of mice, so it's also dirty. Like it was just that was the worst venue that I've ever been to.
Yeah, the field was a field mouse breeding ground. So like it would have been muddy already, but there were so many field mice tunnels underneath everything. There was a point at that Amsterdam event, I remember just sitting there going, because mice were eating the bunkers and the fields.
Yeah,
no
way.
Yeah, so they're constantly having to patch them. I go, dude,
no
let's go to the store. I go, let's go to the store. Let's go buy a bunch of Nutella and let's walk back on the field and just rub Nutella all over all the fucking bunkers, dude. I'm over this thing.
Let's just event will be canceled.
The event will be canceled. All right. We won't have to put our wet stuff in because in Europe, there's nowhere to do laundry.
I know there's nowhere to do laundry.
Yeah. The only time I've only ever done laundry twice in Europe. One was in France where somehow and that was a wet event. And with the Expendables, we found that random laundromat. And the other time was in England when we went to a car wash.
Let's talk about that laundry place. That was so bad. This nice, fancy street, top-notch little place. And we just schlepp all of our muddy gear in there. I actually don't think I did laundry. I waited outside. I don't think I did laundry.
I felt bad. I don't think I did either.
But I was like, oh, no, we can't be doing this. Why don't they have laundromats over there for us? It's so tough.
That's interesting. I'm not entirely sure about that one. But these guns, they shoot straight and they shoot in all conditions. So it's
hey, and I got to say
fun to watch you guys build that, you know?
Yeah.
The new HK goggles I actually really liked. I had a visor. I didn't have to use a bucket hat. So in the rain, even my visor was money. But the breathability was amazing. I didn't fog at all.
I know. No fog.
The new goggles are tight. They're a little big, which I get. A lot of people really wanted bigger goggles from HK because the original KLRs are really small. But I loved everything about them. I felt like I could breathe really well. Communication was really good.
Jay actually had mentioned that. Jay, who designed the goggles, was like, dude, I can hear you guys better from inside the pit. Like he's like, I can actually hear you guys talking more. So like he's obviously stoked on that because you know when the KLRs came out, the very first ones, I was like, hey, you know, these holes, the venting seems like a little low. It seems like there's not a lot of airflow in there. Like, oh, you know, and I mean, I still think that the KLRs are the best looking goggle on the market.
I do too,
and you know, but but I have had issues of breathability, and being able to project my voice in them. It seems a little bit more muffled. But and then the other thing is, if you're ever playing a big game, and you're out on the field for like 15 minutes, like pretty much every goggle starts to fog. It doesn't matter. Like I'll be sitting next to somebody with a pair of dye goggles, or a guy with a pair of those bio goggles, and they're fogging too. So playing a big game is the ultimate test. And so I'm actually, Tyler, I'll see you this weekend at Capitol Edge.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right. Big game, baby. Dude, I am pumped.
Big game. Yeah. And we're going to have,
dude, you guys are doing a big game this weekend? What?
Yeah, dude, I'm not stopping, dude.
You guys didn't even invite me.
I'm still playing paintball, man.
You guys didn't even invite me.
You're going to Mexico.
Yeah, you're going to Mexico.
That's not the fucking point.
Yeah, the point is he's not invited. Hey, you want to come to Capitol Edge this weekend?
No, but thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. Hey, you're welcome. That was your invite.
I get back Saturday night. I'm gonna watch football all Sunday.
There we go.
Who goes to a vacation and comes back Saturday?
Dude, smart people. I'm not going to party.
Yeah.
I'm not going to party. I'm going when it's a little cheaper, right? It's nice.
Yeah.
I don't need people to be there. I'm there.
Yeah.
I've got my chick there. I don't need other people to be there. So we're there. It's gonna be a little less crowded. I'm not trying to see a bunch of people. I want to be in the resort. My feet up. I want all the kayaks to be open. I want to be at the swim up bar by myself. I want to be able to,
get a
massage.
right?
Tulum.
Yeah, Tulum. That's south of Cancun.
Flying into Cancun. It's like an hour.
How are we feeling about
COVID?
No. IOTA. How you feeling about? Oh, you can't see it.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. So I've been checking the weather. I've been checking the weather.
See that right there?
Yeah, it's going right. It's going right there. I know it's in the Gulf of Mexico. I know.
Yeah.
I know. We were like, we have 72 hours beforehand. We could cancel. We could go somewhere else.
Okay.
But what I've been doing, it's funny.
Sacramento, baby.
You know how the tropics are. We could say like 80% chance thunderstorm, and it barely sprinkles, and it's fine. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's showing a good 100%.
Yeah, it's Playa del Carmen.
But what I will say is I'm checking the stories of like people that are at the resort right now, and it looks beautiful. Like,
that's because when
it's
you
like
leave?
2 weeks old.
No. Because
I leave tonight.
So yeah. So today at 93% chance today, 100% tomorrow, 100% Thursday. Friday you got 50-50. Yeah.
It's good. This is gonna be great.
Look,
this is gonna be awesome.
Listen, it's a warm rain. It's a warm rain.
It's warm rain. Exactly.
Bring your goggles. Bring your visor.
Listen.
Put your goggles on. Run around out there. Test the breathability.
Dude. The spa is going to be open. I'm going to be able to go to the sauna. There's going to be massages. There's going to be all you can drink, all you can eat. We're going to be in the resort. I'm not trying. It's okay. Whatever it is. Whatever it is.
There's nothing like a good tropical storm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, plus, all I know is we're World Cup winners. So there could be a hurricane there. And as long as, we live, we're gonna be good.
Yeah, as long as we live. As long as we live, we win. That's the motto. Actually, that's a really good. Think about that next time you guys go play paintball. As long as you're alive, you're gonna win.
Dude,
that's the way to play.
That's the name of the game.
That's it. That is the name of the game. I wanted to get a massage too, but my back's been so tenderized it looks like hamburger meat. So
dude, Rainey fucked me up, dude.
Yeah, Rainey shot me a lot.
Yeah. I got shot more in the finals match than I did the whole tournament.
Revo bonus balled me a lot. Revo and Rainey got me a whole lot.
Yeah, Ryan, I saw a picture of your hamburger back, and it looks pretty good, dude.
It looks great. Oh yeah. No massages for me for at least 2 more weeks. So hopefully everybody who's going to be at Capitol Edge, if you guys see a Greenspan jersey walking off, please don't shoot me in the back anymore.
Well, now's the perfect time for you to get a massage. Get those bruises out.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's not how it works. I think it just hurts. It's a million pressure points.
Nah, that's what fighters do. They get bruises on their face. It's just basically blood. You got to rub it out. They're gone. They're gone. You rub it out.
This is coming from black belt. He's not playing games.
Yeah, that's true. 2nd degree black belt. Did wrestling, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu. A lot of stuff, you guys don't know. It's okay. You don't want it.
Ryan, you guys had a 20-year anniversary. You guys had a 20-year anniversary Field 1 Force that you dropped this last weekend at World Cup. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. That's been something, obviously, we've been trying to come up with some concepts and some ideas to create a special limited edition force for everybody. So we came out with the black to blue to black fade, or is it blue to black to blue? Anyway, I think it's black to blue black fade. And it came out, it's beautiful. It's really cool. It's got a serial number on the top, DYN 01220. And then it comes with a 20-year anniversary jersey, which is also pretty cool. Actually, people love that, which are with our motto, which is having fun since 2001.
Yep.
That was coined by Alex Frazier. And I think that resonates, right?
Yeah.
You got to be having fun. If you're not having
That's
fun,
right.
you're not going to be fighting for the right cause, really. It's hard to fight for the right cause if you're not enjoying it.
That's true.
You get a certificate of authenticity. You get the AccuLock barrel kit. We only made 20 of them. And a lot of people are like, why didn't you make 100 of them? Why didn't you make 50 of them? You guys could have made so much more money. And obviously, Maddie and I had this conversation.
It's kind of like shoes. It's like sneakerheads, like, right? Yeah. There's a limited shoe drop, and they drop this many shoes, and then that's it, dude.
And that's right. Like we could have made more. We could have tried to make more money, but as professional paintball players, we're not in it for money, obviously.
Yeah, this is true.
As much as we'd like to be, but we wanted to make it something special for the fans out there, and we sold out relatively quickly. Everybody can understand. So I want to thank everybody out there who got their hands on a Dynasty Force. Please, and I've seen a lot of people are like, oh, this is going on my wall. Please, please, please. If you are listening to this and you got your hands on a 20-year anniversary Force, I know keeping it brand new is important, but I want you guys to play with it. Like I want to see people on the field enjoying it on the field. That and one great thing that we've done with Field One and the ability to like allow this to grow very organically is, we released our guns and people were buying them, people were supporting us, and people were loving the gun. But it was when we launched our signature series guns with your guys' design, my design, Marcelo's design, Arturo's, is when the guns started getting out there a little bit more and more people had them on the field because they're like, wow, let me shoot that. That thing looks cool. And you can actually see the craftsmanship in it. And that's one thing that we also really take pride in is the craftsmanship. The anodizing is incredible. The milling is really aggressive and dynamic, and it's the gun is substantial. It's all made of metal, and it's only, I think, people complain, but it's like 6 ounces heavier than a
dude.
CS6.
They got to get out of here with that garbage.
We're
talking about 6 ounces,
6
dude.
ounces, exactly.
I don't even, if you can't handle
size of Marcelo's
ounces,
steak on Sunday night, it's like pretty.
I got eight ounces.
Yeah, okay.
But I also I doubled down on the lobster. That surf and turf was busy.
But it's like if you're playing paintball, and first of all, let me just say, my gun does not shoot like it's shooting marshmallows. It feels like a real paintball gun. It like some of the shots are too soft in my professional opinion.
Yeah, right.
I love
I like
the
a
way
gun that has the crisp.
Yeah, it just shoots crispy and it feels like a real nice paintball gun. It shoots so accurately and so consistently. I'm still blown away when I go up to the chrono. I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, like we have, like I said, there's a lot of craftsmanship. The detail, it's made in the USA, which for the most part, I think we get some screws and maybe the circuit boards are in China, I think, but for the main portion of the gun, we're built by Yoshi's hands. Alex's hands are putting these things together, and I think there's something to say with the craftsmanship there and the quality control there that creates that substantial, really high quality equipment. And everybody who said, they'll look at it and they're like, oh, that doesn't look comfortable. Right. But as soon as they get it in their hands, they're like, wow, this is way better. And even Dalton's like, oh, I was actually worried. I didn't know how these things are. He's like, I love this thing. And we got him that black gun because he didn't really want to got him the black one. He goes, dude, this is the gun. Right. Coming from shooting a CS2 and not to knock any of the other companies, like everybody in the high end spectrum makes a fantastic product. Of course. Right. But we went away with all the gimmicky things like, you can't take your grip frame off toollessly, but come on.
Yeah.
You need to take your grip
I
frame
don't
off.
think I've ever needed to take my grip.
Never. Unless you're smuggling your gun into a third world country.
It's a cool feature. The Luxx, the way they can kind of like, it's pretty cool that you can take it all apart.
It's phenomenal. It's a great feature.
You got to give it that. Yeah.
Totally.
Yes, but
I've never needed it. I've never needed it.
We focused on the workability of the product. Right. Making sure, and that's another thing is like, Marcelo, I know with Dye back on the Ironman, you had a lot of input into the products, into the guns. Right. And Tyler, you worked with Bob and you got to shoot all this stuff when it first came out. But like, we want to make sure you guys are happy with this.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And like, that's something where as on Dynasty forever, even with WDP or with JT USA or even HK, like I'm giving my input on everything. And they're like, okay, we'll put that into the next one. Or, okay, cool. Noted. We'll write that down. But does anybody really listening?
Yeah, yeah.
Where you know that Yosh is listening. Like, I might not be listening to you because I'm like, I got to talk to Yosh. But like, I want to make sure that if there's a change or if something can be changed, that we can implement that.
Absolutely.
And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, guys, Yosh, can we change this and that and make it do this? And they're like, well, it's more complicated than that. But yes, yeah. I'll tell you what, making a paintball gun is not easy. Right? No.
Dude, making anything, let alone a paintball gun.
Ideas are one thing, right? Actually putting it to fruition and
electropneumatic engineering is something else, because you know that skill set is reserved for like incredibly high paid, high-end individuals, right? Because designers, like electropneumatic, you need to make sure that when this electronic signal goes through this specific solenoid, that the air hits these valves perfectly, and all this other magic happen, that this is shot forward and a ball is projected out consistently at this velocity and then at this rate and all that stuff. You know, I love Planet Eclipse always put these little GIFs out, GIF, whatever it's called, of how their guns function. If your listeners, if you guys are ever kind of wondering how the intricacies of the paintball gun works, if you look up, like, I don't know if it's CS2 did it. I had one on my website at some point in time. I don't know if it's still there, but it's actually a moving picture of, or GIF of the exact cycle of the gun. So as the trigger pulls, it's a cutaway of the gun. Have you guys ever seen that?
No,
it's pretty cool. So it's like, it's just a cutaway of the side, like a artist rendition of the gun, like a digital rendition of the gun, and it'll show like the virtual paintball is here, and when the trigger is pulled, there's this signal, it goes here, and then all these things happen, and the ball's projected back, and it kind of goes through that motion. And
it's a process.
It's a process. It's pretty cool. But if you watch it for a while, you're kind of mesmerized on how many components and how many moving parts and how many air passages there are and where everything goes. So you should look that up. It's probably on Eclipse's website somewhere, but if you just type in like Eclipse, how Planet Eclipse marker works or something like that.
The internet's pretty smart, man.
Yeah.
It knows what to do.
Totally.
It's listening. It tried selling you a so right.
That was crazy. That was insane.
We were sitting down. We had just got these little so rights, and they're amazing company for, like, you know, relieving some tension in your muscles and just, you know, making sure that you're ready to be athletically sound. And Ryan was talking about the so right, and all of a sudden his phone is selling him a so right, you know?
Dude, that's how it goes now. You guys saw Social Dilemma.
Yeah.
It's all part of the algorithm. If you haven't seen it, you guys need to go check it out on Netflix. That's a crazy
that is a crazy
if you Google how a Planet Eclipse marker works and you click on the images on the Google thing, you'll see it. I'm looking at it right now. They have like the G-Tech and all this other stuff, and it's I'm just mesmerized by it right now. And I wish it actually would go a little slower than this, but it's pretty cool. It's really cool, actually.
Yeah, everybody go check that out. See how
after you're done with the web the podcast, of course.
Yeah, totally.
Of course.
Real quick, Taxi, you brought up Taekwondo, and I have these headbands sitting here, but it's kind of crazy that I had these custom MM33 headbands done. They were kind of a homage to my old Taekwondo days. I was given this headband from the Grandmaster. It came over straight from Korea. And it has a yin yang on it with a symbol that in Korean, Hangul, it means victory. And so I had these headbands made for World Cup, you know, that means victory. Crazy. And it has the dragon on them. They're super sick, dude.
You were manifesting this the whole time.
I love these things. They came out so good from HK. But victory, dude. Like, we manifested this whole thing all the way through. We just
go to HK
everything
Army.
We did, dude.
And check out Marcelo's new headband that he just dropped. You just dropped that this last weekend.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're on the website yet. We're trying to keep it pretty exclusive, I think. So I'll get you guys some details on it. But
DM Marcelo.
Hit the DM, but these things are tight.
Yeah, that's actually one thing that I've hit home quite a bit on our weekly show as well, is like, you know, it's incredibly important to support, you know, for all you viewers out there. Obviously, everybody here is a fan of Play the Game podcast, but you know, if you're a fan of any person's individual skill set, even whether inside or outside of paintball, and they have like any type of affiliate link, or if they have any kind of especially so on outside industry sponsors. It's important to support those in any way, shape, or form. Like if you're going to go buy, I always say, if you guys are going to buy Transfuse, don't just go to the Transfuse website and buy it. Now I know that Transfuse would appreciate that, but it's important to go through either through you guys, or if you like the D's-on dogs,
play the game,
whatever it is,
give us some love.
give them love, or just try it out, because what that does is it creates more relevance within paintball to these outside sponsors and these outside industries. And once they start to see that a little bit more, like we have the New Balance team store. Everybody, we all get the New Balance cleats, the shoes, whatever. Dave Cheney really hooks it up, and we appreciate that. He is
the man, dude.
But by creating that store, and you not only do you get a discount from it, but you also are contributing to the sales within paintball. And then that's a trackable metric. And what they'll do is they can start turn around and say, okay, in this year or through this quarter, through the Dynasty store, we sold 100 pairs of shoes. Right. And that's with this type of promotion and promoting it through one avenue. If we spend a little bit more in this, we could get this type of return. So what that translates to is it's not like we're getting rich off of this by any means, as much as we would like to get to, but it could in turn create something valuable in the future for the future players.
That's right.
Or future Dynasty, or whoever it might be that can help support, pay for your paintballs, could pay for your paintball gun. There's a lot of things that you need to pioneer this sort of thing so that the budgets grow, and then it trickles down, quite a bit, whether it's sponsoring the NXL League or whatever, but it's all about the experiences, and it's about supporting your favorite players and supporting the sport as a whole.
Totally. That's otherwise there's no serious companies will get involved with,
It's tough. It's a tough look.
Yeah.
Guys, hey, I want to dive back into our World Cup journey.
Yeah.
I want to dive back into those matches, because still, like, it's surreal.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
It's awesome. Yo,
the Wild Dogs were hounding me, bro. Oh my God.
Hold on. My favorite part of the Wild Dogs match is rewatching the webcast and seeing Dalton, who is a nonchalant guy. He doesn't talk shit. He doesn't, but running by them and like flailing his arms and barking at them because they overshot us 1 point. But so we talked about MO Kings. We kind of talked about the Wild Dogs, right? Huge shout out to the Wild Dogs team coming up from South America, playing in the Pro Division, putting up
new team.
Yeah, right. Like they beat the ML Kings, an already established NXL Pro team. They put up points against Russian Legion, San Diego Dynasty. They played great. They really represented their nation, their part of the world very well, and that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
And, I think that's inspiring. Like, I think Arturo inspires a lot of Latin American paintball players. He's kind of the people's champ for the culture down there. And that's huge. We need that because it helps the sport grow in those areas. So Wild Dogs, a lot of respect for them. Anything special you want to say, or should we get to
No, I mean, I played actually against a couple of them. The kid that plays on the Dorito side for the Wild Dogs, actually, I thought he might have been playing on the Snake side this time, but plays with the Piratas down in Panama. And he's a good player, and I've said that to him quite a bit. I've said that to his dad. I think you know who the Piratas are. But he's a good player, man. He's aggressive, smart, and makes all those shots, those count. And I think that those guys astonished a lot of people.
They did.
Again, I thought we were kind of thinking. Kyle and I were talking about it too, just randomly at the event. We're like, we thought that those guys were going to go through and probably not score a single point. Not only did they score points, but they put points up. Went up 2-0 against the Russians. They put up a really hell of a good comeback against us. They put up points against everybody and almost won some matches.
Yeah.
They beat ML Kings or no? No, they didn't.
They did. They beat ML Kings. They won a match.
They won a match. Yeah. So that's a huge win.
Yeah, totally. And they're so passionate, and they have so many fans that, like, at the tournament, it was crazy. When we were playing against them, I rarely get like heckled. There was so many people.
Yeah, dude.
To the point
Dynasty's always the favorite at World Cup, and Wild Dogs were the favorite in that match for sure.
Oh, hands down. To the point where I heard so many people talking trash to me that I turned, put my peace fingers in the air, and gave a bow. I was like,
I saw that, dude. I love that.
Y'all are giving it to me right now, and thank you.
I love that.
Yeah, dude. It was crazy. It was fun to play those guys. There was a lot of energy. And super proud of them. Hope that they continue to keep working hard, and hopefully we'll, see them get more successful and more successful.
And then we had the NYX guys, which is always a toss up. I mean, we've beaten them every time that they play, but you never know what type of NYX you're going to get. And actually,
I'm not worried about them one bit.
No,
and I'm just not. I got to be honest. And look, I am a huge fan of their organization.
I
really am. Yeah. I think they have really good players. I think they have players that have potential. Pat Kraft, Stetzel, those guys are good. Harris is actually really good for his size, the way he attacks. But I'm going to be a little bit harder on him right now in open public. And I actually been meaning, I told you, Tyler, I think, and I'm going to have a talk with him only because after our match, he was complaining a lot about the refs giving him a bad call. And in his kind of speech and plea to the world was, he said, I work harder than most at this, we deserve better. And look, if that's true, he needs to lose weight. He needs to get in shape. He could be very dominant if he did all those kind of things. And if you want to talk that kind of talk, you need to walk it. You can't just keep saying it. At some point, the team has to pull a little bit back on all of the verbal stuff, and they have to start executing. And I want them to do well. Truly, I'm a fan of that team.
I'm a fan of that team.
I'm a fan of Bo, the owner. Like, I'm a fan of the entire organization, all the players. Like, friends with those dudes. Pat Kraft is one of the most awesome dudes that I've ever met. I know we've had a chance to work with him with BKI. Like, the dude's just a good person, I relate a lot to him family-wise. Our parents are from, like, the same area in New York. I've got a lot of love for that team, but they need to figure it out a little bit, right? Like, I feel like they really need to get some discipline and kind of restructure how they practice.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like, you can work hard all you want, but that doesn't mean that you deserve also that to win.
Right.
I deserve to have better calls. And actually, it's funny as we kind of go through the games and stuff. I remember someone said to you, Impact got a lot of penalties. They got a lot of penalties all event.
Yeah.
And it was like, it'd be a whole different game if we didn't get those penalties. Yeah, it would have. You're absolutely right.
You stopped cheating.
Better, because if you guys weren't cheating, playing on, then there would have been a different story. You can't say, like, that's just such a cop out. Like, it would have been a better. Yeah, you're right. It would have been a different match, a whole different game. You guys would have either stopped cheating and not getting penalties. Yeah. And then we would have shot you out and you just walked out.
It might have been 6-0 instead of 8-2.
Exactly. So that's a funny thing to say. I don't know. I have no sympathy for the gray area. If you get, I agree. And that was another thing, is like, if you cheat, you're usually doing it knowingly. Right. There's some times that you're like, dude, I didn't know that I was hitting the pack, or I didn't know that broke, or something like that. But if it's consistently or it's the same type of group of guys, or it's happening really consistently to you, it's not because they don't like you. It's because you're playing that gray too much, and you can't complain about that. You can't cheat. This is the one thing I always hate about, like, the biggest thing that I find just irks me so much is guys that cheat consistently and they know they're doing it. Complain. It just blows my mind.
Right.
You know
that blows my mind too. Totally.
You know what you're doing.
Totally.
So just don't
that's what
make excuses.
You're so right, Ryan. There's two different types of penalties. Like, actually, Mikey got a penalty that was on his loader, and Arturo got one that was on his pack. And, look, we keep it real and honest. This is nothing that I haven't said to Arturo's face. He's gotten us penalties in the past that have cost us events, that have really hurt the team. He got us one on Sunday that wasn't his fault. It's in the pack.
I saw it all.
And so, like, that kind of stuff, I'm like, hey, no worries, clear it, dude. We're not going to be upset about that. Those happen. Those are not. That's not the gray area. Those are the only ones that are truly like, okay, that's not the gray area. It's you're taking a few extra steps. Mouse did it the very first point against us on Sunday with Impact. He got to our side of the snake. I knew where he was. I was in the God bunker, the little temple, and he gets up and launches, and I shoot him, and I immediately tuck in and put my gun down, and he keeps running, and I knew it, and he puts a ball on me. And the refs were like, okay, well, your gun was down. They ran over to Mouse. Like, if you have a hit on you, it's a penalty. That's essentially that's what the refs do, right? Right. Protocol is they look for that. And that's why it's so smart for players. Like, hey, if you shoot somebody that's coming to bunker you, don't be stubborn and sit there and try to overshoot them. Yeah. Shoot them and put your gun down. Because if there's then a ball on you, more often than not, that player's gonna get a penalty, because it's like clear that you couldn't have shot them after. It's clear that you shot them first. Right. And that's the gray area that we don't ever want our players to get caught in, because it's stubborn, and that Impact really played that. They really rode the line, and they did get a lot of penalties. They got, I think, 2 majors and 1 minor against us, and on Sunday you can't do that. 2 minors. Okay, maybe 2 minors and 1 major, or was it 2 and 2?
2 and 2, I think.
Damn, dude. Yeah, you know, like that's bad, you know. And I mean, they have great players. Like, what a talented roster. Really you know, you look at A-Rod, how he went and played in Vegas and brought the Ironmen to a championship. He easily could have done that with Impact. Like, clearly Impact is a better roster. Nothing against the Ironmen. I'm also, by the way, a huge fan of the Ironmen now. You know, like, I love that the Ironmen did well. I love the guys that they have. It's young, raw talent. Like, that's a great organization.
Their match against Impact was 3-1, and it were 2 different one-on-ones that were played in that match.
Yeah,
you know, so like that was close. Like the Corey and Mouse. Yeah, you know, that would have been 2-2 if he won that. Instead, it went to 3-1. You know, so like that was
Silos
a
versus Nick Laval.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So definitely a fan of the Ironmen right now. I really like that they can lose A-Rod. A-Rod leaves, and they still went out and they still made a statement. They went 3-1 in the prelims. They made it to Sunday. And, you know, like, it's kind of silly for everyone, too, to think that A-Rod's the only reason they won Vegas, right? Like, it takes a team. And everyone did play really well. So it shouldn't be as much of a surprise that they did pretty decent at World Cup and
of course
made it to Sunday. So,
I mean, as much as A-Rod had a profound effect in Las Vegas, you cannot win a tournament by yourself. It takes the organization. Like we were saying, we need everybody to show up and have a point. We need everybody to show up and contribute. We cannot win this tournament if every single one of you guys does not have a point and have moments that you take advantage of and get those points on the board for us. And then let's talk about Russia. Going and playing the Russians. They're always a contender to win any tournament that they play in. I feel like we kind of had their number a little bit on this one.
Well, I think we obviously had everybody's number.
Play one.
Yeah, play one, dude. You know, it was just knowing where everybody else's strengths were, and we kind of again back to the field layout. Like we established on the field layout, if they get in the snake, we just can't let them shoot us in the back, which is what we did with our that insert snake temple with the can. Just tuck in and play tight, and then just get in that center 50 and don't let them come to our side. And you know, Marcelo did a great job as making sure that I stuck to my guns and was looking the right way. And we baited them into that trap over and over and over again, and just relied heavily on our Dorito side. We slowed them down over there as best we could, and you guys came in there and stung them. And honestly, dude, that match we should have won even more. I mean, I missed so many shots. That's something that I still need to work on. Like, I feel like I could have been so much better at this event.
That's the scary thing is I think every one of us on the team, all of us are saying that too, which is pretty. If you're an opponent, that's a pretty intimidating thing because I feel like I
blew it.
Yeah, I feel like I blew it
so many times.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
I had a bad event. I had a bad event. I really did. I truly feel like I had a bad event.
Like,
you know,
if we really take that seriously and and really dial in on the little even further intricacies, we can go on a run. We can win multiple world championships. We can do whatever the hell we want to do. And it's just about digging in and making that happen, enjoying, the moment that we sit here and then getting straight to work and making sure that we can capitalize again.
How much, Ryan, do you think it hurt the Russians not having Kirill and Karslev?
I think it hurt them big time. Like not having Kirill especially, like, and not only that, but he's the leader of the team.
Exactly.
Right. So, he wasn't there to help.
It's like if we didn't have you, we'd be way happier, but we'd probably suck.
Exactly. That's what it is. That's exactly. You guys it would be less stressful on everybody. You don't have to worry about anything.
Dude, I love it.
You might have to drive once.
Yeah.
Shit. I would have to drive, dude. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all, man.
My whole motto for life is embrace the Martian. Like anything can be the Martian, right? Like the unknown or whatever. But like Ryan, people give you a hard time, but it's you add that layer of accountability, straight up of accountability and of, making sure that things are dialed in. You're not going to let little things slip through the cracks, and without that, you don't have, the types of things that happen. So as much as Marcelo talks, all this shit about you, he knows. He knows.
Okay, so
I know.
Back to the Russians. What we were talking about.
I mean, we won. We definitely had their number. And, I felt really good actually, even just leaving the impact practice, even though we played against them on a a field, the Arrows field, which I think was a disadvantage for them. But you know, I felt we were really strong. And then after the first 3 matches, we were warmed up. And then as soon as we came out in that Russian game, we stung them so many times. Like I was pumped. And then we'd already played Heat. We didn't know if we were going to play Heat or Revo, but going up against Revo was a sweet revenge.
Yeah, I know.
And honestly, we were on our heels a lot in that Revo match, and we kind of came back. You know, down bodies or making some good moves on each side.
It was 4-on-5, the very first point, and that was like a 7 or 8 minute point. That
was smart. I mean, you know, we played a really long. That was probably the longest point of the match, but we executed it so well. Right?
I think that might have been one of the longest of the tournament.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, for sure. And
that was a great point.
I remember talking to Tyler, and then I'd be like, "Yeah, you got this," and I switched over to talk to Marcelo, and then Arturo's like, and everybody's like, "I want to do something." We're like, "Hey, let's let it unfold. Let's see what we can do." Because what it was is, who's going to make the first mistake?
It's funny. Dalton, right before that match, he's like, "This is the match that you have to get sneaky." Dalton said that to me. You know, he's like, "You need to be sneaky this match." It's the very first point. It's the only time that I was ever even in that Sydney, that inside like 50
right. Yeah.
And I was like laying down watching Dorito side. I'm like, this is sneaky as fuck. They
didn't even play into it until later on in the match.
Yeah, they did.
I was stoked for it. I saw what you were doing. I was like, yes, we're gonna get this guy. He's gonna check me off and go, but he never did.
He never did.
Yeah, they were playing the same way. They wanted us to make the first mistake as well. Yeah. And I was able to wrap around the Dorito and smoke the guy on the snake side and even it up. And then they kind of were like, uh-oh. And then once that happened, it started.
Yeah, they tried to fill from that snake side can to the tower, and I smoked him. Like, oh, now we're up a body.
Yeah. And it was over.
You know, we talked about this, though, and I think it's something that Dynasty has actually struggled with in the past. For some reason, it shouldn't be, because the more experienced teams usually don't struggle with this, and we are the more experienced team more times than not. But we have lost a lot of points where we just lose patience, and so we get bored of doing the right thing. We're like, okay, we're gonna go and try to like win.
Discipline, man.
And discipline. And I felt that this is something that I said earlier. I was like, look, discipline is strength. Like, I look at teams that don't have the patience to sit through those long points. Those are the weak teams. Don't be weak. Have the strength to go the distance in those. You know, that's like going 12 rounds in a fight. Yeah. Like, have the strength to do the right thing all the way through, because the more time that ticks off, it's easier to be like, I'm sick of doing this job. And then as soon as you look away, the dude fills into the 50 and shoots you guys in the back, you know, whatever it might be.
I mean, how many times was it when I was looking one way and then I just switched and the guy would fill into the snake? Or
exactly.
Switch. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to look over here. And or seeing, I'm posted on this, that 303, and I go, are we alive on the snake? All right, good.
Like, oh, there he goes.
It was funny because I was always talking to the refs about it too. Like, I feel like I have a good rapport with the refs and stuff, but I remember against the Russians, I was sitting there shooting at the guy in the can on the snake side, and I was holding him in, and we had the first kill on the outside over there, and I was just holding him in, and I'm like shooting and just kind of posted and shooting, and I'm like, all right, we're good over here, and I just do one of these real quick, and then right when I come back, the first time he looks out, bip, shoots me in the arm. I go, and then they blew the horn right then, and I go, the ref was sitting there, and I go, did you see that? Can you believe that? Like, he didn't look at me the whole time, and the ref's like, that was pretty wild. You know, like, and I think that's important.
That's how it goes.
Isn't that crazy how it seems to always do that, though? It's like
those guys had their shots down.
Oh my God.
Those guys were on. They're unreal. Like,
they're like robots.
Dude, if I had my shot like that, dude.
Yeah.
That would have been a whole other tournament. I had 100 kills.
If you watch their, go to their Instagram, Russian Legion, and just look at what they do in there. It's pretty amazing stuff. They're like robots, the way that their mechanics work. And
nonstop.
I agree. I think that they, not having Kirill definitely hurt them. And can't wait to see him next year. And hopefully we'll get back to some normalcy with everything coming into 21.
Yeah, that's right.
Hope so.
That's what I'm praying for, dude. Send it up.
Dude, I'm ready for it.
Revo. Let's see. Then we had Impact. We've already kind of talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about Impact, and then with the X Factor game, Randy bonus balled us, but we you guys pulled it out, played the game, dude. That was as epic. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
How crazy is that, to be honest, that it came down
up 3-0, and then it came down to overtime.
Yeah.
Overtime and a 2-on-3. Me and Tyler play the game.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Cinderella story.
It really is crazy.
Yeah. But guys, I gotta run. I gotta take Sloan. I gotta hang. I gotta make up for a lot of time here, and gotta get to the park with Sloan.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Well, please
perfect
give
timing.
our
Really
give
glad I
our
got to-
love to Camille and Sloan and Rose. And thank
I
you,
will.
Ryan, for everything that you've done for the paintball community, for the world, dude. Everything that you bring to Dynasty, and just being a kick-ass paintball player, the Golden Barrel winner, MVP of World Cup.
Dude.
You just completely crushed it this last
Hey,
weekend, dude.
boys, we did it. Dynasty's
did
gonna go
it,
on a
baby.
run.
Cheers.
This
Let's
is
go.
a nice turn. Let's work even harder, boys.
I love
you
that.
guys.
Love you
Dynasty
too, Marshy.
forever.
Thank you
straight
guys.
up.
Enjoy your trip, March. Ty,
Yeah.
I'll see you. Actually, Sloan's gonna come up with me. this
No
weekend.
way.
Yeah.
Dude.
Sloan and Camille are coming up.
Yes, that's
I got-
awesome.
I got a little gear bag packed for Camille, so she's gonna play some paintball.
No.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Capital
can't wait.
Edge. Happy
can't wait.
birthday.
Nice.
So if you're in the Sacramento area, head out to Capital Edge Paintball Park. Is it this Saturday? They're
This
doing
Saturday.
the anniversary, and go support Field One Paintball, field1paintball.com. Ryan, where can people find you at so that they can follow all your stuff?
On my Instagram at Ryan Greenspan. Hopefully already following me. If you're not, then I guess you probably just don't like me very much. Hopefully after this last weekend, you like me a little bit more.
There we go.
I like to say that I update my website more often than not, but I don't. So you can also catch our show Monday nights, Monday Night Live. We give away a lot of free stuff. Kyle's going to be eating 1,000-year-old egg. So I think maybe you guys should even tune in for that.
Yeah.
1,000-year-old egg. Oof.
I can't wait to see that. And they can just go to your Facebook.
Just
and
go to my
watch.
YouTube channel. YouTube. It's on YouTube. YouTube channel. Yep. It's all on
And
YouTube Live.
What's the YouTube channel called?
It's just type in Ryan Greenspan. You'll find it. And then there'll be like a little live thing that you can set a reminder for. Usually I post up the graphic for it. It'll be episode 13, I think.
Yeah.
That we've done on there.
Beautiful.
I think we've done we started on Facebook Live, but between Facebook and YouTube, I think we've done like 40, 50 episodes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
you guys are hitting your 50th episode soon, right?
This is 47.
Yeah,
47.
we're coming in there.
47. There we go.
And then, go to ryangreenspan.com and you can check out his website as well over there. Ryan, we love you, dude. Thank you so much. We did it, brother. We did it.
We did it.
Yeah,
Cheers
baby,
again.
we
I'm
did
out
it.
of water and coffee.
I'm drinking
more coffee on my-
Transfuse.
Go drink something fun, you boring old man.
Yeah.
it's that I'm not going to Cancun tonight. I gotta
I'm at like half a bottle of wine, and I think.
Dude, I'm stoked for you, bro. You deserve it. I'm still trying to get my soak in. I'm gonna jump in the ocean.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And expel all this toxic
victory.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
We're full of victory, dude. No,
it's just all the lactic acid, and you get that out of there. Hopefully.
come on, dude. Victory acid. Victory acid.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, party on, everybody.
All right, guys.
All right,
See you
see you,
guys.
Rennie. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Play the Game podcast, and thank you to Ryan Greenspan for coming on the show. One of the hands down greatest paintball players of all time, and really solidified that at World Cup this last weekend. 2020 paintball season is a wrap. The Dragon is back on top, and we are so grateful for all of the comments and messages and all the support from everybody from around the world. And to everybody who was at the tournament, thank you so much for all the love and support out there. It was really just a timeless weekend that I will never forget, and I know Marcelo will never forget. Crazy how we ended it with a PTG finish with Marcelo and myself at the very final game there, which was just like a storybook ending. You couldn't have written it any better, and I absolutely love you, Marshy. We did it, brother. World champs. Let's go. And on behalf of San Diego Dynasty, thank you HK Army, thank you Field 1, and all the fields that helped us prepare for the event. And on behalf of Play the Game Podcast, thank you to the Play the Game Podcast Nation and all of our supporters, our sponsors. We're nothing without you guys, and we're so grateful for this opportunity to share these stories and have this amazing show that we can connect with everybody on in the name of paintball, in the love of paintball, for the culture of paintball. That's what it's all about. So if you want to support us, you can head over to ptgpodcast.com, become a supporter of the show there. We have all the podcasts, the YouTube show as well. We record all the shows for YouTube, and we have some information about our partners, as well as a PTG store where you can pick up some merchandise like a hat or a shirt. We have some jackets, cups, a bunch of fun stuff on there that you can check out. And also, special thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys are amazing. You can get exclusive content on the Patreon that we don't provide anywhere else except for if you are a Patreon supporter. So if you go to our website, ptgpodcast.com, you can become a supporter of the show as a patron, and you get exclusive content as well as 20% off any of the merchandise that is on our PTG website or the PTG merchandise that we've put on our personal Instagrams as well. So you get 20% off on the merch and exclusive content when you become a patron. So thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys are amazing. Head over to constantpursuit.com as well. Constant Pursuit is ran by Rusty Glaze, coach of San Diego Dynasty, who also walked away with some hardware this weekend and was the coach of the tournament, which is super awesome. He deserved that more than anybody, and we love Rusty. So you can support Rusty, who made our website for the PTG podcast, by going to constantpursuit.com. If you're a paintball field or a store, hit up Constant Pursuit and make sure that your website is dialed in proper for your clients. Go to constantpursuit.com and help Rusty out there and give him a boost. Thank you, Rusty, for everything you've done for us. And if you have any questions or ever want to just talk to us, you can hit us up at Play the Game Podcast. That is our Instagram. And you can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere in between, pretty much. We're on all the platforms. So give us a shout. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This was a great one. Dynasty Nation is back on top, and we love you. Have a great one.